What is up, guys? We are here tonight. We got the one, the only TJac, Travis Jacobson, dude, three-time national 360 sprint car champion. Um, Also got the only outlaw win as a local driver at Skagit, dude. How you been?
I've been doing great, buddy. How you been?
Can't complain. I see we got the boy in here too. He's not so little anymore.
No, he's actually taller than I am now. It's kind
Well,
of different.
that don't take much when half you ran down your mom's leg.
Hey, hey, hey! No, be nice. She might be listening. She might be listening. Oh, there we go.
Get it
Oh,
together.
can I share yours there?
Yeah.
Share now or
Yep, just share it. I tagged you in it. I shared it also. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. We're open to the questions. Get the comments going. Ryder's already commenting right now. My mom actually just commented TJac. She goes, "Hello, Tav man."
how's it going?
Like I said, dude, mom was telling me on the phone she remembers when I was a little kid we were out at Dunham's and I jumped in the mud hole, and you guys held mom back, so I couldn't, so she couldn't pull me out of there.
You was a kid, no big deal.
Well, okay, so going off of that, I remember being at Dunham's when I was a little kid, and I jumped in the quarter midget, and I just sent it. Cause you remember they used to have that track around the big tree in the middle, and I ran
Still
into the
got
side of their trailer.
it. I think I
doesn't
might have heard
surprise me
that.
with you.
Hit everything with the pace car.
Yep. So let's talk this first. We're gonna bring it over to Justin real quick. Race season's coming up. What are your plans going into 2023 race season?
We don't have exactly ironed out for sure what we're going to do yet, but it sounds like we'll probably run around Northwest like we did last year. We'll run Skagit, Elma, down at Oregon a little bit. We'll run Cottage Grove, maybe Coos Bay a couple times, and just see what this plays out.
Roseburg.
Roseburg, Cottage Grove,
Yeah.
Cottage
you gotta
Grove.
come down a little south so I can see you.
Oh, it's not that far to Cottage Grove. Come on,
No, I'll drive up to Cottage Grove.
that place is
How
awesome.
far is Cottage from you, Ashton?
Oh, 45, 50 minutes. 45 if I'm driving the way I drive.
Well, if you drive anything like you do on iRacing, it's gonna take you a lot longer than 45 minutes, cause you'll hit everything. You'll hit everything but but the ditch.
But the ditch. As long as TJac's in front of me.
Right. So to say hi to Heather Boyce that's with Cottage Grove Speedway. I spoke with her earlier today. She might be listening too.
Yeah, she actually.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. Me and Ashton were, and I'm like, okay, so we're sitting at, our page was only at 15 followers, so we got to give you guys a little credit here. Page was at 15 followers this morning. We're now over 115 today, just from basically saying you're gonna be on here. So I guess you're kind of a big deal there, T-Jack.
No. Thanks everybody for checking it out though. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Uh, we we also hit over 1,600 people on that post, but we're sitting there looking, and I'm like, hey, Heather Boyce just shared this, and Ashton's like, actually, and I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, this is big. So that was a good one to see that it got shared.
That was great of Heather to do that. Thank you, Heather.
Yeah, she's good. She's good people.
Yep.
That's always been one of my favorite tracks down there. And we went down there in the midget 2 years ago. I think was the first time we were down there, and had a ball down there. That track's like the perfect size for those things.
Oh yeah. Even
Yeah.
micros run really good there. It's fun.
Oh yeah.
You
I
know,
think I won my first race ever there actually because I think it was a open competition race. I was driving for Mike. No, it wasn't the first race I won because I won one in the John Carroll car, but maybe the second race I won was an open competition race there. We won a dash with a 360 against some 410s. I think Hilliard was down there, so I felt pretty good driving for Mike
course.
Anderson back in the early days.
early
Very
days.
rarely do you see a 360 take on a 410 there.
No, not too often. Same with Skagit, but I think I saw Jay Smith do it one night.
Yeah. Both fast tracks.
Yeah.
Talking about micros a little bit, Justin came up from Deming, running there quite a bit. Did awesome there. I got to watch you a couple times there. TJ, didn't you run mini sprints also before you jumped in the sprint car, or did you run karts?
Ran quarter midgets, but I ran mini sprints from 95 to 97. That was when I ran with Brad. Was 95 was my first clay cup.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, we did the alphabet soup that year, and me and Brad went. I think it was like the C main or B main or something. We went back and forth, and we were side by side for most of the race. It was pretty fun. It was killer.
Who was that?
Brad Pritchard.
Okay.
Yep. Good old
I
Brad.
think I was 4.
It's all right. I think you guys interviewed a kid here last week. He wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
How do you like being in the sprint car versus your mini sprint?
Me?
Jessen.
It's a lot more fun. I just noticed the big weight change from the micros to the sprint car. It seems like in the micros, you could be right. They're a lot more forgiving in the sense like if you miss a micro, you can get the throttle and pull into the brake a little bit, kind of hold yourself there. Sprint car, it's a lot. You kind of just keep track.
You guys catch that?
Was that breaking up for you guys too?
Yeah,
really
you were breaking up there, buddy.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I was talking about how it's a lot different in the weight from the sprint car to the micro. The sprint car is a lot heavier, so it seems like in the micro bottom you can kind of roll out of the gas and brake a little bit to hold yourself where you're at. It's a lot harder to do that in the car, and you just kind of keep sliding the track.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's talking about the heavier car wanting to slide up the track more when he's trying to roll the bottom.
Brad Pritchard's actually in here right now. He goes, "That was the best race I ever had." How's it going, Brad? Long time no see. I got to get back out home, come hang out with all you guys.
Yeah, it's been a while. Hey, Brad. Glad you could make it. I told him to get on here tonight. We could maybe talk a little bit about that race.
Never been close to a car and not touch or swap the lead so many times, at least twice a lap. That's what Brad just said.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's fun
it was.
racing
It was
right
great.
there.
I think I was pretty young then. I don't remember. It was 95, so I must have been 14 years old, something like that, 15. And it was a ball.
I was gonna say, cause how old were you in '98 when you first jumped into a sprint car?
I was 16.
16.
Was that the age limit back then, or there wasn't
Yeah.
one?
No, it was 16 back then.
You know, also, Justin, you're 17 now. Are you guys maybe planning on trying to run with the Outlaws? Are we gonna see a second generation Outlaw winner at Skagit or what?
Hopefully, but it's not anytime soon that I know of. But I would love to.
Get a little more experience under your belt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna pull this up so everybody can see it on the stream. I went through the Facebook earlier, TJac. I found some pictures. You guys are 4 wide here. We got the 11K, out there, 2963. You guys can't see it right now, but you're drinking a beer right here with Jack Honshield.
Oh, yeah.
Picture right there with the
Awesome.
trophy girls. You led all 35 laps of that race, dude. When you crossed when you crossed that line, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
I went 2 more laps because I wanted to make sure I wasn't breathing. I could literally hear that place erupt over the motor noise. That's the only time I've ever been able to hear the crowd over
That's
the
crazy.
engine. Yeah, in full song. It was
Oh.
pretty cool. One of my best memories of that night was we went back to the toter home. I went back in the back of the truck, kind of wiped all the dirt off my face. Probably had to drink a beer or something, and then went back out, went in the side door of the trailer to walk out to the back to go sign autographs. And there was people as far as I could see. It was overwhelming. It was pretty cool.
Well, in
Oh, I
Skagit,
bet.
it doesn't take too long for him to get down from the crowd to.
No, it's right there.
And
Yeah, we almost got DQ'd that night because I think it was the officials, or they waved us up to the front stretch, and everybody just swarmed the car, and then the flagman came over. No, I don't remember who waved me up there. Somebody waved us up there, and then the officials came over and said, "You guys gotta go hit the scales." So then we hit the scales and came back, and they're like, "Yeah, we thought we were gonna have to DQ you guys. We weren't gonna get out of here alive. This place was gonna just go nuts." That didn't happen.
was
Yeah.
Kirby flagging that?
Yep. Yes, he was.
Dude, I love Kirby.
too.
Kirby is the shit.
I saw a picture of him and me when I drove for Mike Anderson. So technically, the first time I drove for Mike Anderson was at Deming in a 1200, and that was 2000, I think, 2001, something like that.
Okay.
And I got a picture of me on the front stretch with Kirby holding the checkered flag when I was pretty chubby back then. My driver's suit and all. My Cecil Walker driver's suit actually back then.
Was that the white and orange one?
No, that was after I got the John Carroll car.
Okay.
Oh, so I guess I already had that car by then, but I want to say I had a Cecil Walker driver's suit on when I had this picture with Kirby.
Okay. Also, for
So
everybody
the
in the chat right now, you guys watching at home, go ahead, comment, ask questions. TJac's open. I mean, you can see his shirt right there. Anybody want to buy a vowel? TJac's a very big Biden supporter. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. This is for Corey. This was for Corey. Hey, Corey, there you go.
Corey was telling us to ask you why you voted for Joe Biden.
Yeah,
Andrew
Haberman just said TJac's shirt is fire.
And it's not just a hat either. We got the Frame Dragon Ben Hickman Designs hat right there.
Here's a good question. Ryder just said, "What will my uncle be racing this season?"
Probably to the beer garden, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm good. I'm trying to maybe do some racing with Jess and more, and Parker's doing some quarter midget stuff. And I'm good.
Well,
Yeah.
I get to race with you on iRacing quite a bit, and
More my tempo these days.
yeah, you're still fast in here, but I watched you in a midget this year, and I mean, you're kind of slow. I think you had your walker out there with you.
On iRacing or the real midget?
No, that was the real midget at Skagit when the Outlaws were there.
No, you were sadly mistaken. You must have watched the wrong night then, maybe. Those things are a lot of fun. Speaking of sliding, you think that thing slides, Justin? You have to wait till you take the wing off, man.
How
This
do-
thing really slide forever.
How do you like that, actually?
I love it. I
You've
think it's a
raced
blast.
damn near anything on dirt. How much do you
The midget's fun. It's a whole new discipline. It's a completely different style of driving. It's totally 180 degrees opposite of what a wing car is. With a wing car, you're hammered down straight, as fast, as hard as you can drive it in. The cars work better that way. These are a lot more driving it in, finessing it in, finding your limits with it, and they don't stick to the track like a wing car does. It's totally different. So
Yeah.
I like learning that. That new discipline was kind of fun to learn, and I got a little bit heavy foot anyway, so I was worried about it at first, but I think we picked it up pretty fast.
Is that your car, or are you driving for someone
No.
in that one?
I was driving for
Okay.
Dave Mead. I'd like to
Okay.
have my own car. Maybe I'd like to get my own operation put together. Maybe put somebody in it. And maybe teach somebody what. I'd like to build little race car drivers or something. Maybe drive it. Maybe drive it sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll move.
I'm really good. I don't really care if I drive anymore, right? To be honest.
I'll
Yeah,
move
you're
home.
at that point where you're happy and
Yeah.
you've got your time.
Yeah. Let's let J-Dog do the driving now.
Right. Kathy Pierce Emery goes, "Love you, Travis and Jessen." So
I
she's
love you,
watching.
Kathy.
Ryder,
My friend.
Ryder, wow, these hard-hitting questions, LMAO. Jessen's looking over at him right now. Oh, Brad just said, "I'm getting in a Focus this year, Trav. Might have to hit you up for some tips." I hear
Absolutely.
don't take tips from Shane Smith. Is that true?
No, he's fast. He's fast.
Shane, if you're watching, I just got to give you shit, man. Dude, okay, so I got to go off this. Talking Shane Smith, I got to bring up Hody. Every time I would watch Hody in a race, he would either win it or flip his dick off. And he was the only driver I've seen get out of a car and with a smile on his face after he rolls it down the backstretch.
Oh yeah, he's always happy.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Dude, he would get out and it was like Charlie Mefford should have taken after him.
Charlie Mefford status.
Because Hody would get out of the car and he'd be waving, smiling, he'd be acting like he just won the World of Outlaws after just rolling it down the whole straightaway.
Happy to be there.
Speaking of Rex, Jessen, have you've been racing since you were a little kid? Have you had a bad one?
I had one where I freaked a couple people out, but we were running in a heat race at Skagit, and I came up on a lap car and went to go around him going into turn one and jumped the right rear and just drove straight into the barrier.
Oh,
Right at the opening there where you leave the track.
pretty common there at Skagit, I feel like.
Yep.
Especially that opening.
I remember
was a
when you
nasty
guys
wreck.
used to pit in the middle and that opening was closed all the
Yeah,
time.
not anymore.
It's probably a lot safer that way.
Oh
I-
yeah, definitely.
Yep. I miss you guys pitting in the middle. I mean, even at Deming, I remember when they used to pit there, and my dad used to run pizzas back and forth, the Little Caesars pizzas from up at the concessions down to the middle to bring food down there.
I believe that they're going back down there.
Are they? Are they
Good.
going to put up the wall and stuff?
It's Gadget.
Yep. Or no, it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
No,
going
no, I'm
back to
talking
the
about
middle.
Skagit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that's kind of neat with Peter and Redeem taking over. There's a lot of new ideas and stuff, and I got to be honest, I love it. As a fan, I love some of the stuff they're doing there. They're going to do, I believe they're fired off all the cars right in front of the front stretch like they do in Knoxville, right? It's more
See, that's the
entertainment.
best way to do it. You know, pitting in the middle, the fans get to watch it, see what's going on.
What are you chuckling at over there?
Ryder just comments, Jessen ran my ass over in my first goat kart race. Speaking of Rex. Rachel Ann Messer, Jessen, why isn't Ryder in the frame with you? Oh, hi, and hi, Travis. Yeah,
Thanks, Rachel. Hey.
You might as well just bring Ryder in. Tell him to get his ass in the picture.
I call him
He's-
Ryder Kirby. He's
Co-
a flight man at the quarter major track.
Cody Terry's watching. TJac, what's it
What's
going
up,
to
Cody?
take to get you to Ohio?
Oh, I would love to come. Well, let's not have a train crash back there for starters. How you doing with all that? You all right with all that?
We gonna run the million? How about that? Let's take Jess into the
Yeah.
million, dude.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah.
We're gonna be
Let's
there.
go.
Let's go.
Yeah, that could be a
Yeah, I'd
part.
love to go back to Ohio.
That'd be a party and a half.
I was talking with somebody just not that long ago actually about trying to make it back to that race this year, just to go maybe check it out.
Let us know if you
Be a good
do.
one to go see. Yeah.
Yep.
How far is that for you guys?
It's 15 hours for me. Ashton's in Oregon, but he's flying
Quite a
to
bit further for me, yeah.
him and Casey Simons, who Casey's got to work, so he's not able to make it. Cody's on dad duty. The other two owners of the podcast, so Casey and Ashton are flying into the cities. I'm picking them up because they're only 5 hours from me, and then we're gonna drive out to Ohio, and then we're gonna stay Wednesday and Thursday for the million. Friday we're gonna go to Indiana to watch Tanner Holmes race there, and then we're gonna hit Knoxville Saturday. Houston's on Sunday. So we're gonna knock 4 tracks off our bucket list while we got
tracks.
the chance.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Corey Jans put the eggplant emoji in. My mom says, Travis, good to see you. Come see us in North Dakota, dude. Yeah, do it, TJac. Come on out.
Yeah. Tim Sims.
I got a place
I
for you to
gotta
stay, dude. I'll give up my bed. I'll even. I mean, you can even cuddle with my old lady. Take her. I'll go sleep outside.
I don't think that'd be a good idea. I might plan frown on that one, but
Yeah,
Hey, we're
speak.
gonna have to take Cody up on that.
Well, let's talk on that a little bit too. So you got married last year, and if I recall, you got married on a very interesting date. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
I was never getting married. Was my plan. I never was planning on getting married, and ended up meeting the right one and decided if I'm gonna do it, I'd do it on that date. So 4/10/22 was the date, and we just it was just me and her here at the house, tied the knot, and
Yeah.
that was it. Kept it small, kept it silly. We're gonna probably do we'll do something down the road here maybe. It was kind of crazy last year anyway to put something together last
Right.
minute.
Yep.
So
Still a great date to do it on though.
Oh yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Well, and
We
see
don't
you're
have a 360 day, right? So 4/10 is just
well, that's
fitting.
like
Yeah.
when you and I were talking about it. You're like, oh yeah, I got married in April. I bet you can't guess the date, and I'm like, 4/20, dude.
4/20.
It's TJac 4/20, bro. And he's like, no, dude, it's 4/10. What the hell? And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So we went and ran. Justin went and ran some stuff this last year down in Oregon, and ran some different tracks. That Speedweek deal for the limited series.
Oh, yep.
You're gonna do that again this year, right, Justin?
It will, but from what I've heard, it sounds like it might not be going on this year. It sounds like they're having issues getting some tracks to want to do it. If it is going, we'll run it, but I don't know for sure what's going on with it.
I know they are coming to Roseburg. Let me pull up
That's
the
a done deal.
schedule. Yeah, I'm looking for the
Did you
schedule
guys
right
go down to
here.
Cali at all, or no, last year?
No, just
No.
Oregon.
So what's ultimate goal for you two? I mean, obviously TJac, you're kind of head crew chief. I'm taking it on that
I'm a head
machine.
mud scraper. I'm a head
Yeah,
mud scraper.
head mud scraper.
Fuel guy. Yeah,
he
yeah, I
he
still
does it.
live right-
He does it
whenever I
all,
need any
man.
help.
They're doing the Western Sprint Tour for the 360s.
Okay.
Roseburg.
Yeah, they're
Um,
hosting one of the nights.
what's
Yeah,
your
no, Lyle sets
guys?
the car up for the most part. I kind of work with Justin on driving stuff for the most part.
What's your guys' ultimate plan then? I mean, obviously, make it to the big boys, run with the Outlaws, you know, that kind of thing. But are you guys gonna run till you guys find a ride, or is that kind of what you guys are shooting for to start off with?
I mean, it's obviously money's the main issue, right? If you got
Yep.
some big sponsor money or something, ideally he'd like to stay in his car. I'm sure. I guess you could talk, Justin. I don't need to talk for you.
You're breaking.
maybe not.
You're
Maybe not.
you're
Maybe
breaking
that's
up
not for
again.
him.
Here, just get a whiteboard and write it all down and hold it up.
You wouldn't be able.
Wouldn't be able to read it. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah. Do you know sign language? I know a little bit.
No, yeah. Anybody want to sponsor him, or anybody working at Pepsi or something like that? Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go do some racing.
Mike
Bring back
Anderson.
the classic
Mike.
Pepsi car.
Mike Anderson. Cough, cough.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Cody Terry.
He's older than I am.
So going back to the chats, Austin Held goes back off. I'm head mud scraper TJac. Cody Terry goes draw pictures. we're gonna play Pictionary. There we go. Charades.
Yeah, got a notepad, Justin. Drop pictures.
Talking about sponsors, let's talk a little bit about who got you to where you got at, TJac.
Oh, I got a lot of it was Mike Anderson, obviously. Jet City Equipment has been with me since 2006. They've been a big help for me throughout whichever car I was driving. Blake Cook with Cook's Contracting, driving the 22X car, obviously. And then before I drove for him, he was crew chiefing for Mike for a little bit when we won the Outlaw Show and what have not. Scotty's Plumbing was on board. We got him hooked up with Mike Anderson, who he's still with today. He was a big supporter. Jacobson Trucking, obviously in the early years.
Yep.
Early years.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Way back in the day, old ass.
Way back in the day. Yep.
How old are you, TJac?
Hey, you know what?
You want to leave that one alone? Sore
I'm
subject.
there.
29.
That's what I tell Justin. That's what I used to tell Justin. He tells
If
everybody
he's 29, I'm 12.
Dude,
41.
that's yeah.
Because I'm 29.
Well, I was only a year old when he got in a sprint car for the first time. 98, I was a year old.
Yeah.
I was actually
was
scrolling through your Facebook and I seen a really cool picture. So, you guys all see the 57 here on the back. It's Ash Family Racing. Well, I'm scrolling through your Facebook and I see you passing Buddy on the top. I mean, I feel like that was maybe a normal week.
No, I didn't run. My motors didn't run down at the elevation on the bottom down there usually, so we had to run the top. It seemed like so.
Yep.
I stuck it up there usually most of the time. I found out later on when I had to run the bottom, it's a lot harder than one thinks. I was just lazy all those years sticking it up top. It's a lot easier to do that. It's harder to finesse it around the bottom. But
Yeah,
I realized that later on.
That was kind of Chuck's place to run towards the end. I mean, he was bottom and consistently up there. Buddy was either wreckers or checkers.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Blake Walsh saying Travis Jacobson's. He did like the sweating face.
What?
Absolute gasser, Blake Walsh Walsh says.
What's up, Blake? He had a
Um,
good run here the other night.
Angie Larson
Normally
says
fun.
he's 41. She sold
Thanks,
you
Ange.
out,
Thanks,
dude.
Ange.
She sold you out before you could even say it.
Like that. She's over in Hawaii with Justin over there.
Yeah,
Mom's over there. My brother's over there.
how's the weather over there?
Oh, it's just terrible. I mean, as you can see, it's
Yeah. I'm surprised you're not down there trying to find you a new girlfriend or something.
Hey. Just stay away from them.
Hey, tell him the same thing. Tell Bradley. Race cars.
Yeah,
Race cars.
Exactly. Justin's heard all about it.
He's over here sitting in the nice Hawaii sun. I had snow yesterday. I'm a little jealous.
I came home on Sunday and came home to snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could take you outside right now. I'll trade you all day long for the snow you guys
bet.
got
You
versus the
keep
snow
it.
I got.
You keep it.
At least your snow's worth, you can do something with it, right?
Yeah, stay in my house. Dude, I'm not shitting you, dude. I opened up the door after one of our big snowstorms. The dog looked at me like, I'm just going to shit in the house today and you're going to have to deal with it. Like, even the dog didn't want to go outside.
That's
That was,
it. You
that was
feel
when we
the
had
same way.
that was when we had the 8-foot snowdrift in front of the house. You
Yeah.
remember that?
You just need
Oh.
to train him to go in the toilet like they do with the cat.
Okay, so Cody Terry goes Papa TJac. Brad
What?
Pritchard
What?
Brad Pritchard says, "What was your worst wreck? Mine was in Covert's car, steel fillet in the neck today." So what was your biggest wreck, TJac?
Well, I think it's got to be my first year because there's still like a 6-hour window to this day. I don't remember. Well, there might be a couple. The top wing flew off the car qualifying at my first 360 nationals, and I don't remember any of this, but the car backed into the wall in turn one. I think the cushion was like right on the fence, and helicoptered pretty good, broke the seat bar, and it was a pretty vicious ride. I was asking the crew for every 10 minutes, "What happened? Where's my car at? My side hurts." They're like, "I know you got a scratch." I'm like, how'd you know I had that? Well, you just showed me. Oh, I did? Yeah. Where are you going, Travis? Where are you going, Travis? The car's over here. Oh,
Hi,
oh,
Travis.
okay.
Hi, I'm Travis.
Yeah.
I hate to interrupt you here, but Hofer, that's for you.
What's up, Hofer?
Hofer's in there heckling me right now. Tyler Luce, hell yeah, TJac.
Where's Sean Brown at? Where's Sean Brown at? Hey, what's up,
I don't
Tyler?
know, dude.
He's running a
Old
major this year.
Blake
He
Walsh
helped you work on the car, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah, he got his own midget this year. He's going to give her a go.
Oh,
yeah.
here's a good one. Hofer just said, does your son get worried when you race? I'm sure back when he was younger he did. Now he's probably like, shit, Dad's old. If he gets hurt, we'll just put him in the nursing home.
Oh, here's a funny. I don't know. I think it's the other way around. I think I freak out a lot.
You get
when
more
he races.
worried.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you get really
hate it.
worried?
I absolutely hate it. Yeah, I wish he wouldn't even do it. To be honest with you, I've told him that 100 times.
Going back to your wreck, I actually was scrolling through Facebook because I was gonna try and find a video from the Outlaw win to post, but all they had was the in-car facing back. And but I found another video, you and Jason Bloodgood getting together, and you flipping pretty good at the
Yakima.
fairground. Yep, out in
Yeah,
Yakima.
he's in Blake's Cook's car.
Is he? Is that white
Yep.
and orange one?
Yep. Yeah.
Kathy said you had 2 bad wrecks in the same weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So that one I was talking to you about. Well, so the guys built a brand new J&J that night. The next day down at Burroughs' shop, and my dad asked me if I could drive, and I'm 16 years old. Oh yeah, we're good. Let's go. I had no business being in the car, man. I was passing for the lead, going into one in the B main, and missed it. I'm fucking 5-10 feet off. We're not even close. Like I hit the inside berm, never lift, and wheelie all the way to the outside wall, and parts flying everywhere. Black car with an orange wing. I'll never forget it. See the video of it. My dad runs out to the car and he turns around and waves to my mother. That's what he used to do when we were okay, let her know because she'd freak out, which I now understand.
Yeah, you definitely understand that now.
Oh yeah, I was sitting up there when he had his bad wreck at Skagit. It was freaking horrible.
Tyler says Justin gonna beat TJac any day. Cody Terry goes wheelchair racing will come in style. Sean Brown's in here. He goes, "Hey Piggy."
There he is.
And then Colby goes, "What does Fock John Bowden mean?" Colby, you gotta get out of the Asian voice and speak American voice.
Come on. Want to buy a vowel?
You wanna buy a vowel?
We need to. Never mind. We can pull up the South Park episode, but
Yeah, we're
a good one.
We'll just steer away from this subject.
Yeah.
There was a good one at Cottage Grove. I think it was 2013. The track took rubber, and I was out to lunch. I was in the road around the back, and leaders were getting close, and I didn't really want to be getting in their way. I was trying to, not be too much in the way. But you get out of the rubber at all, I didn't realize how hard I was driving it in, and we completely missed the corner in turn one at Cottage Grove, and we went flipping off the end of the track. All the way to found the only tree out there, and rested the nose of the car, smacked the tree, and about 5 seconds later, big old branch falls down on the car. It was pretty comical the way it all went down. It's all in video and everything. It's great.
Well, it's a good thing you hit that tree and didn't do like Carly and went down in the ditch.
Yeah, no, I was all the way out past turn 2 by the time I hit the tree and stopped.
Oh,
Well,
okay, you went that way.
Yeah, well, we started in 1. I went off in 1.
Yeah.
We just cartwheeled all the way out there.
Okay, yeah.
Well, in Skagit, Ashton, turn 1 and 2.
Yep.
There's a swamp over that wall on the other side.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
TJac, do you remember when Buddy flipped out of that? Oh shit, I don't even know what year that was, but he flipped out of it and landed in that swamp, in that pond out there.
I don't remember that, but I remember when he tried sending my brother there. Same spot. I think he was trying to leave the track actually. Yeah, he was in a lap car or something like that and had some issues, and my brother was coming around to lap him, and Buddy had no idea he was there, and he launched off his right rear and just about went over the fence there and won.
Hofer said too late were reported. Cody goes no libtards. Bryce Honstein saying what's up. Blake Walsh no
Fuck
masks.
off, Hofer.
Blake Walsh goes no masks, no libtards. Bradley says what's
Brad.
up, guys.
Hey, what's up, Bradley?
Josh Hofer, Bryce, can you give Ashton his favorite saying? Oh gosh.
I hate you, Hofer.
So why don't you guys
hold
do
on.
you guys want to know why Go ahead.
Colby goes, oh shit, you and Paul Walker are like the same.
Oh my god.
Bad joke. I'll explain it to you later. Eric goes, I want to see Jessen and Travis race together soon. I think it would be awesome to see. I agree with that.
Side by side, father son.
Side by side.
I don't want to hurt his ego.
Dude, I got a feeling Jessen is gonna throw you a right rear, and you're gonna be eating the wall.
He's not far away from that. I can tell you that. I'm definitely gonna for sure be done driving before I let him beat me, though.
You're gonna drive the wheels off that thing.
Oh yeah. No, I'd wreck my own mother to win, so I definitely would have no problem wheeling my kid to win. He's not there yet, but he ain't far away. He's definitely better than I was at that where he's at, in his experience level and stuff. I didn't have talent. I was just retarded and just determined to figure it out. So I just kept getting after it. And eventually, finally got good, where he seems to pick it up rather fast, and it's been fun watching him grow and change and mature as a driver.
I definitely
said he threw him a right rear.
Yeah.
He must straight mowed him over, I think.
Ben King, I don't know, Travis. I think Jessen will run you.
Yeah. Thanks, Ben. He works at Jet City with me. He's our boss down there. Jessen's actually been working down there with me a little bit.
Okay. Rivalries. Jessen, what do you got going on for rivalries right now? Is there anybody that when you guys hit the track you're like, I can't let him beat me?
Yeah, where's your mother at? I'm sure she's probably got that all figured out for you. She could let you know.
Get your phone closer to you, bud.
Yeah, fix your Wi-Fi. You on that Dollar Tree Wi-Fi or what, Jessen?
I don't think I'm on Wi-Fi. I don't have any over here.
Oh, that's way better.
No, I don't really have any rivalries. I mean, right now, they're all numbers at this point. Whenever I go out on the track.
Yep.
Need to put a couple screws in that deck up there. What are you looking at?
That's the roof.
He's showing us the lights.
Okay.
Okay, so then let's bring this back to Hofer first goes, tell your dad to upgrade your shit. Yeah, get him a better phone, TJac. What the hell?
I want to know why he doesn't ever get on iRacing with us.
He says
My Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he says his Wi-Fi sucks. That's what he told us earlier.
You gotta sit closer to your phone there, Scooter, because it breaks up too much when you're not by it there. That's a lot better.
My Wi-Fi just sucks.
No,
I mean,
no.
I tried getting a private race with you, but you kicked it out.
Okay.
So Jessen not really having any rivalries. Let's bring this one to TJac, dude. I know there's one. Let's talk about Jason Solwald, man.
Oh, Solwald.
Yeah, Jason Solwald. That goes back a ways. That was we've kind of butted heads, I guess, since the start. Yeah, it was the first year.
I've been watching him since I was a little kid.
I was, dude.
That was before I knew who you were.
I thought
I know you guys were racing.
I thought he was
together.
old back then, but he's still doing it, and he's kicking ass nowadays. But all the way through the years, we battled hard.
Is there a little backstory behind that?
Yeah,
I told you I was putting you on the spot. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You gave me all the ammunition on the phone.
My first year, I I don't remember exactly what race it was. I was just out there driving around the back and spun out. He was leading. Instead of going above me or below me, he decided he was going to spin out to miss me, and he was pissed off at me for that. Decided he wanted to be pissy about that, and it seemed like he kind of held on to that grudge for a long time. And so I just went with it, and it was kind of interesting how he got in my ride after I was in it for Mike the first time, and we kind of swapped rides back and forth. That was kind of cool to see that, and to see him go out and run with the Outlaws. It was neat. Then he came back and was able to back then I was running all the time. I was able to beat him or run with him, and nowadays he seems to be the one to beat now.
Brandy, so your mom commented, Justin. She goes, "We just got new
There we go.
Wi-Fi." She says we got new Wi-Fi.
Thank you.
Kathy Pierce Emery, Jason Solwald sucks. I'm retweeting that one. I will say though, I did root for him when he was in the R19. They were still racing up here in Minot at that time. We went and watched him. I mean, I rooted for him, dude. That's my home track. To me, even though I'm living in North Dakota now, Skagit and Deming will always be hometown tracks for me. Always.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's a lot of memories back there. Both those tracks, Deming and Skagit.
Austin held Jason Sowat. Never heard of her.
Jason Sowat.
Hoper's got a question for you. He
Oh,
said
gosh.
TJac is the one guy you absolutely race against. He said also, who do you absolutely hate to lose to?
Ooh.
Anybody.
Anybody?
Yeah, but probably Jason. I think would have to be that. Would have to be him. I think. I was pretty good at controlling it though. I never let it really mess with me too much in the car, where I feel like I was able to kind of get into his head sometimes. He, he had issues with me, so when I drove by him, he didn't like that. He had a little bit more quit at him than I did.
I don't think anybody likes getting drove by.
No.
Especially on the
first part
top,
of that about who do I like to race with? Right.
Yeah.
Brock Lively, he's a good one to race with. We've raced together for 100 years, it seems like, and he's always been fun to race with. Clean racer. There's a lot of guys that I enjoy racing with, to be honest with you, up there. It's if you can win in the Northwest of Washington, Deming especially, you can go, anywhere and win, in my opinion.
Look at Chance. Look at Crum.
Yeah.
Crum is a great example of it.
He's doing great. It's nice to see him in that good ride and have that opportunity.
He was at Tulsa, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Or was it Chili Bowl?
He also ran Chili Bowl.
Both.
Okay.
And he came from running Brock's car.
Yeah.
Up there at Deming. I remember, I mean, we got to talk a little bit about that too. Brock and Uncle Bill, old Uncle Billy. I mean, it doesn't get no more humble than those guys right there.
Yeah.
And then Paul and Bev owning Deming. Spent a lot of time up there as a kid.
Great family. Grew up with those guys when I was really young. When I first laid eyes on Brock, we were just little bastards running around the track.
He fell in love.
Well, we hated each other. We didn't know each other. I was up there because my dad used to pit for Cecil, and he was up there because his uncle, I think, owned the place at the time.
Yep. We
We always saw him run. Who's this little whitehead kid running around here everywhere thinking he's the shit? We didn't like that. But we ended up racing together in '94 when we were doing the exhibition up at Deming, and kind of ever since then we were really good buddies.
We're going to go back to the chats real quick. Hofer, do you feel like the sport is getting younger, and if so, why?
It's definitely getting younger. I never used to be opposed to that, but I feel like things are a little bit. I think a 14-year-old today is a lot different than a 14-year-old was way back when I was 14.
Right.
When the dinosaurs were still roaming.
I feel like there's that maturity level that of when we get pissy and throw a fit, you're talking, a lot of money and equipment out there, not to mention people's lives in danger and stuff, and just to wreck somebody because you're pissed off at them. I feel like I see a lot of that with younger people than older people. That's the only downside I see to it. It's cool to see younger talent come up and challenge the older guys for sure.
Carlin Kier didn't come for TJac, came here for Grover. Thanks, Carlin. Love you, buddy. Brad Pritchard said, Casey Kane coming through Deming. Also races Skagit. Did you get a run with Casey at all?
So I was talking about Cecil Walker and being up at Skagit run around. Cecil used to drive for Kelly Kane, which was Casey's dad, and my dad used to pit for Cecil. So I grew up. My dad's actually the one that taught Kelly into getting a micro sprint to go to Deming. and we used to run around in the grandstands at Skagit before that. And he came up to Deming and spun out a lot the first couple of years, and then he took off and he picked stuff up real fast. It was fun to watch his success grow and end up where he did too.
Well, and I remember Mom talking too, growing up, her babysitting Casey at the track. You know,
I feel like he
keeping an
hasn't
eye on
changed
him
a
and
bit
stuff.
either.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Local Washington boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cody Terry goes, any pit side fights for you over the years? Yeah, is TJac a scrapper, dude?
Oh, no, I usually no, my brother, he had a rowdy crew that him and Kadings used to have a little bit of a rivalry going. But not too much with me. Usually I was maybe hanging out with their girlfriends while they were all fighting or something like that. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
I mean, it's kind of hard
Pretty
to
sure
fight.
everybody had something with Kadings though.
Kind of hard to
Right.
fight when you're only 5'1".
Right, yeah, exactly. I'm smart, right? I don't know how to fight, so I stay away from it.
I'll just take your girl.
Cody goes, TJac is so old he used to race dinosaurs. He's a lover boy.
I'm so old. You used to have to win to get a trophy back when I was a kid.
Colby goes, TJac probably knows of the Zimmerly family. I grew up racing go-karts with Zach, but Zach raced up in Washington in sprints and went on to race
Zimmerly,
in
yeah.
the World of Outlaws.
Drove for Duke McMillan, actually. Zach Zimmerly, yes. Knew him. I think they had a nice black and green 94, 95 car, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's got to be one of the coolest people? Justin, I'm going to say you first. Who's got to be one of the coolest guys you've ever got to race against?
I mean, when we went down and ran Speed Week, Jake Wheeler and Tanner Holmes were both really fun to race against because they're clean and fast, and I feel like you can learn a lot racing with somebody that's better than you.
Yeah. Tanner's a good driver to be around and learn from too.
Yeah, definitely.
TJac, I got to ask you same question, dude. You've been around the block a time or two. Who's got to be one of the coolest dudes you've thrown haymakers with back and forth?
I'm gonna. There's been a lot of them. Jonathan Allard. Battled with him for Dirt Cup. We had it. We passed him for the lead towards the end of the race, and then there was a caution with like 4 to go, so he got it back. Otherwise, that was the Dirt Cup I let slip away. But it was a lot of. That was a big deal for me because I was kind of still pretty green at the time. I wasn't really winning races yet, and got his attention, and he treated me very well. We went down to California after that and raced, and he let me come stay at his shop and took care of us, did some work for us and whatnot. And it was a learning experience for me for sure. I learned a lot from him, kind of mentoring me, I guess, over the years.
Okay.
Hooking up with him. Tim Kading was another one, same thing. And then obviously Jack, racing with Jack for those years. And Peter, I got to race with Peter, was my crew, or my teammate back in 2003, I think it was, when I drove for Mike before.
Okay. Riley Bilson, what's going on, TJac?
What's up, Riley?
See what Coley said?
Yeah, TJac will give you a big hug and a little ripski. Rockle Eric, TJac, what track or race would you want to check off your bucket list?
My mom's been to Knoxville like 7 times. I still haven't got to go yet, not once. I really would like to go there, just for the prestige of Knoxville. I'm sure that, I wouldn't mind going to Australia either. I like what I've been seeing down there lately.
Yeah.
I'd like to go down there sometime just to be a fan and spectator, hang out. Maybe I can get a hold of my boys down there in Australia and we can hook up and get down, go do some racing down there next year.
What about you,
Be
Justin?
cool.
Knoxville, like he said, would be a pretty cool race to go to just because of how big it's always been. It's like the biggest sprint car race there is, but Chili Bowl also seems like it's a very good event to go watch.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one to go watch for sure.
Yeah.
And Placerville, I haven't made it to Placerville yet, and I feel like that's a track that suits my kind of style of
Placerville's a
driving.
cool track.
I like that place. I like the looks of it. It looks fun as hell.
Builds that big berm.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's
Separate the man from the boys.
that is a hill,
Yeah.
dude. That's not even a
Yeah, it's-
curb, dude. That's a hill. You
Yeah.
chunk it over that thing and you can kiss your car goodbye.
Yeah.
Or at least a rear end.
Brad Pritchard, do you think that the 410s will come back to the heyday of the early to mid 2000s?
It's tough. With depends. I feel like they came back a little quicker than I thought they were going to be right out of the gate here. I kind of think they might because, and here's why, Brad. you got to have a $60,000 360 motor to be competitive in the 360 class.
Yeah.
I feel like in the 410s, you got that more power. You can get away with, a little bit less money in the motor because you're not, when the track slicks off, you're not using it all anyway, right? For the most part.
Right.
Yep.
So, I'm hoping I would think that might be a reason that it would grow a little bit, maybe more so than what we've seen in recent years. I don't know about years past. We had a pretty good crew back in the day up there when we had a B main almost every night. It seemed like, and it was you had Randy Ridge, Bobby Burrow, Jerry Bundy. There's 7, 8,
Steve-
9 cars that could win every night.
Steve Kilcup.
Yeah.
You got
Still, yeah,
Alan Munn, dude. Alan Munn popping wheelies every chance he got.
yeah. Have fun with mud. That was on the bottom of his shirts back in the day.
Yep.
I think West Coast side of 410s is definitely starting to come up more, especially with the NARC series, and I think the All Stars come out here a few times. But that Western Spring, it'd be nice to see it grow and bigger.
Well, having Peter running Skagit, get the
Yep.
410s back up here, I feel like it's going to definitely draw a lot more California cars up here, which
Yeah.
is going to be good. I think that's going to be great for the home tracks up here too.
Yep. Roseburg's getting one show this year with NARC. They're coming in June. They can't get the Outlaws here until they have one season on the track.
Please tell me that they got it figured out and they're working with the other tracks down there on
That's
scheduling
what
stuff.
they're really trying to do. They're running a lot of Friday races, and then they're
Cool.
also hosting a lot of Tuesday, Wednesday, like Speed Week, 360 Tour, stuff like that. So it's Brian Crockett is one running it, and he's really trying to work with that schedule.
Okay, cool.
So
That's one thing that gets frustrating up here. We got 2 awesome sprint car tracks that are not that far
Right.
away, but for some reason, they want to run the same night.
Yep.
And we can't seem to figure. I just for the life of me can't seem to figure that out.
yeah, if they just put their heads together and work together, everyone would feed off each other and succeed.
We might see some more of that start to happen now with the the new owners up at Skagit too. It's hard to say, and I'm not trying to say
Right.
it was. I'm not blaming Steve at all for that. Steve did a lot for that track, and there's days I miss seeing him up there. Actually, believe it or not, I never thought I'd say that, but hope he's doing all right these days.
I remember.
One thing about it, he was a racer, right? He
Oh,
was for the
dude, he
racers, so
was.
you can't take that away from him. Yeah.
I remember
Right.
though we were sitting. We always sat over turn 1. I think it was section E. That's where we always sat growing up, and I remember. I mean, my grandpa, my uncles. Jesse, my grandma being the scale lady. Sorry, I squeaked there. Hit puberty.
Yeah, he did. You do
I
that every time we talk about grandma.
Yeah, right. Love my grandma. I remember we were sitting there and they made a really shitty call, and I remember watching Steve poke my grandpa in the chest.
Uh-oh.
Well, I've never seen, and my uncles are big boys. I've never seen my uncles run through the middle of the pits as fast as they did from turn 3 and 4 all the way to turn 1, getting ready to go after Steve. But no, I definitely agree with that. Steve did an amazing job there at Skagit. Awesome to see Peter take it over after running there for how many years?
Lot. I think
You
he
can-
took it over in.
You can hit that on camera.
I don't remember what year for sure he took it over. I want to say it was 2001, 2000. Something. I don't know.
Is that what it was?
It was a while ago. He had it for, I want to say around 20 years, probably.
Yeah.
But he was a racer too himself. I mean, he raced
Yeah.
for all of his life as well. So
Yeah.
Colby
He
goes.
did the Outlaws.
Colby goes. Question for TJac: Are there any races in the future that will involve you getting back in a sprint car?
As much as I would love to say absolutely, one thing I learned this last year is, well, as you guys heard who were here earlier, we're 41 now, so you gotta be running. You gotta be running all the time to be competitive, in my
Right.
opinion. And I'm not there to run around 2nd or 5th or 10th or whatever. I'm there to win. If I'm not capable of winning, I don't really have a desire to be there. So I'd rather work with somebody else that's at that level, or try to building up to that level.
Yeah.
Not somebody
Yep.
that's already past it or running onesie twosies. It's hard to be competitive. There's too many fast guys nowadays.
Yeah.
Cody
Now you
Terry.
got Jessen to mold.
Yep. Yeah, no, I got a feeling Jessen's gonna go places after watching him in a mini sprint at Deming to seeing what he's doing now. He's doing an awesome job. He's definitely. You can definitely tell you're his dad just by his driving style.
I will agree with that. I saw that the first time I saw him take laps up there at Skagit. I was proud of him, man. He did better. I didn't think he was ready yet. I'll be honest. He was way better than what I had expected to see up there, and it's good to see that. And this year he learned a lot. This year when we went traveling and stuff, and I had a lot of fun racing with him this year. He was on the phone with me a lot. So finally, my wife's like, "Why don't you just fucking go down there? What are you doing?" I'm like, "All right." So I left on Monday or Tuesday or whatever it was, and went to Cottage Grove because he's in the staging area, like in his car, calling me because I'm watching it up here on the live stream. So I went down there and got to race with him. That was a lot of fun. I want to do some more of that.
Cody Terry going, ever run a non-wing?
I'd love to. I'd like Jessen to too.
Did you never ran them over in Yakima when they would go topless?
No, I never. I wasn't that. I was pretty young and dumb, and my parents had me pretty scared of them for the crashing angle of it, because they wreck a lot more violently. But they're not going as fast either as a wing car, right? So, but I do think it's a different driving, and I wish I would have done more of that.
Yep. Definitely wreck hard though.
Oh, you wreck hard in anything, really. I mean,
yeah, some of the worst wrecks I've seen though are wingless.
Oh yeah, but see those fast flips, those aren't bad. It's the ones that you hit are the ones that are violent that hurt, right?
Land on your top.
Yeah, car wheeling.
Buddy told me quite a bit too. He goes, if you can get in a non-wing car and run a non-wing car, it's gonna help your wing driving.
Oh yeah, immensely. I totally agree. I wish Jessen would do more of it.
Grover?
What's that?
Did your headset die?
No, it's acting weird because it's picking up your guys' sound when you guys are talking for some reason.
No.
And so I'm like trying to mess with it so it doesn't do that. Jessen, you falling asleep over there or what?
No.
He's just enjoying the sun.
I'm just listening.
I'm just listening.
Jody Grantham said awesome meeting at TJac when he took the heads off of Eric's car at Elma. Was glad to kind of give you a hand.
Oh yeah. Thanks for the help, man. Appreciate it. Absolutely. Who was that?
Jody Grantham.
Jody Grantham.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing she's talking Eric. I got him on Facebook and I can't even think of his last name.
Rockle.
Yeah.
Is that who she's talking about?
Yeah.
Going back, do you remember? So they mentioned kind of fighting before. Do you remember when Shane Smith walked from the front stretch to the back stretch to climb? Yeah, Shane Stewart. Shane Stewart.
Who was he going after?
I can't remember who he went after, but they were parked on the backstretch, and he jumped the fences in the infield, went into his car, and just started going to town on the backstretch.
Because I feel like they switched that year. Shane was driving Gravel's old car, and Gravel was driving Shane's old car. And then they got it. I think that's who it was, if I remember.
It was him and Gravel?
Yep, I think so too.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
What?
Right next happened.
What about? I know you're gonna remember this one. Because I think we've talked about it before. What about Kill Cup and I think it was Barry Martinez? Right at the exit of turn 2 or turn 4.
Sorry, say that again. I wasn't here for that.
Barry Martinez and Steve Kilcup.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You remember that one?
I don't remember what started it, but I remember watching. Wasn't it Steve that was going across the track after Barry?
No. Barry climbed in the car with Steve, and everybody said if Steve unbuckles, Barry's in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good idea. Yeah. No, Steve was like a state champion wrestler, wasn't he?
Yeah, dude, that's one guy I would not have messed with.
Solid dude.
He still is.
He's a great guy. Yeah, I like Steve. I got nothing but lots of respect for that guy. Racing wise, off the track, on the track, he's a good dude. He's a great dude.
Speaking of Steve, is Tyler still got a car? Because I know he put Solwald in it 2018 when he brought out his car.
Tyler.
Kilcup, Steve's boy.
Oh, what car?
It was the 3 car. So Tyler built a car, and I think he only brought
Sporty?
it on. Yep.
Okay. I don't know if he does or not. I don't think so. He does graphics still up here.
Does he?
He does the 22X car for Cook's car.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's awesome to see him still be involved in racing after all them years of his dad.
Yeah.
Cody Terry said there's babes out past his phone. He's checking out on the beach.
Yeah, we got pictures on Facebook, I think, earlier this week of that.
Carrie Harper says Brayton says hi, Uncle TJac.
Hey, what's up, Braden?
And then Brad Pritchard, never mess with Kill Cup. I think is a rule in the book.
Yes, it should be a rule
Oh
in the book.
yeah,
Somebody
dude.
died doing that. I
Dude,
pity,
I
I
remember.
pity that dude.
I remember my mom telling me stories. You know where that Burger King is in Woolley? By
Be right back, boys.
20. All
is
right,
it?
by 20.
Yeah, right there where the. You know what I'm
Quick
talking
road.
about.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so I remember mom telling me, I think they were high school or something, but there was a bunch of guys running their mouth with Kill Cup, and I guess Kill Cup took on like 6 dudes right there in
I'm
that
not
parking lot
surprised.
and beat all their asses. um, Justin, are you? You guys don't still run the mini sprint anymore, do you?
No, we sold that before we started running the sprint car.
Okay. Um, has anybody talked to you maybe about running Clay Cup or anything like that last year?
Not a whole lot. I've had a couple people talk to me if somebody got hurt running like they're restricted or whatever, but not a whole lot of full rides or anything.
Okay. If I mean, is that something you're opposed to, or are you? I mean, coming from that.
I would love to go do that. I mean, running the sprint car, I feel like that would have helped me a lot. Running the mic, going back and running the mic. Now I feel like I do it before.
Okay. TJac, what about you? If someone ever offered you a ride in a mini sprint, dude, would you ever take it?
uh, I, I think I'm good. I don't.
Dude,
I don't want
you're ready to
I'm
be
scared.
done, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't want to go. I don't have any desire to go up there and look like a silly, silly old man. I guess.
Jeez.
Well, Dad, what about when you ran Brock's 1200?
What's that?
Why don't you tell them the story about when you ran Brock's 1200 and couldn't hold on to the wheel?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested
yeah,
in this, dude.
So I don't remember what year that was. That was, I want to say mid 2000s sometimes.
Okay.
Sometime. I hadn't been at Deming in years. I've been driving sprint cars, and I don't remember what the deal was with Brock, but he needed me to come drive his car for a week or two or something.
Probably one
It
of
was
the
one
times
night.
he had a concussions.
Yeah, right. So I
got too
ran
many
it.
of those.
So there was 2 times I drove for Brock. The last time I would just as soon forget all about it. It was worse than horrible. I couldn't drive a fucking thirsty duck to water that day. But the first time I drove for him, I remember we were running second or third. I think we were running pretty good, or maybe we might have been. We're somewhere in the top 3, I think. And I started falling out of the seat because they don't have power steering.
Yep.
Brock says, you don't need that. Well, I've been driving power steering for a while, and I hadn't been at Deming. And if that race would have been one more lap, I was gonna wreck because I wasn't gonna stop, but I was literally not able to hold on to the wheel anymore. Like 2 hands on one side to make it through 3 and 4 on the last lap. Otherwise, and I was done.
Just dead.
Pussed out. Yeah, it was a hooked up fucking. It was a hooked up cowboy track, and it was fast. And fuck, I think we might have had 1 yellow or something like that. So I was.
I
was
feel like
done.
that's Deming a lot of the time though. It's hooked up cowboy up style.
Yeah,
90% of
lately
the
he's
time.
the last couple of years he's got it slick and wide and racy, and it's been it hasn't been like that anymore. He's been had it really good lately. I feel.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize how much work you got to put in to drive those things. How often did you say work out or have a routine while you're racing?
Yeah, back in my day I was pretty serious about it. I was a daily 5 days a week, and then on the weekends I was kind of pissy that I wasn't at the gym or something.
Right.
The first couple of years I wasn't serious about it, but when I got serious about it, I think it was 2003. I started going and watching what I eat a little bit more, and I lost a bunch of weight. I was almost 240 pounds at one point in time, and I got down to I want to say 180, 190. And went from throwing up or wanting to throw up after I could barely make it 1 mile to running 3 miles every day, no problem, and then I'd go work out. That was kind of my routine.
Cody Terry goes, most exhausting tracks to drive on. That's a question for both of you guys. What's one of the tracks that really
Chico.
Chico?
Chico was tough, and when it was hooked up, and just when they're hooked up, big curbs, or they're rough and tacky, those are the ones that I find that be the hardest for myself anyway to hold on to the wheel.
What about you, Justin?
When we went, I want to say when it was Coos Bay that we went to, it took rubber there the first night, and that wore me down pretty quick. I was
Yeah,
telling
it's pretty common there.
So question
regenerate.
question for both of you. I mean, we talk about being tired and stuff. Justin, would you rather have some cautions, or are you like green flag
No.
laps all the time? Let's go.
I'd rather go green flag laps all the time because I like when we catch lap traffic. I feel like that makes it a lot more interesting for the fans to watch, and for me as a driver, it makes it more fun, more challenging.
Getting that rhythm, you don't lose it.
Yep. What about you, TJac?
I'm the same. When I was at my prime, I wasn't falling out of the seat. It didn't matter what the track was. I was pretty good.
Now he climbs in the car and needs a caution every 2 laps.
Oh yeah, dude, I need a cup holder and an ashtray now. It's, it's pretty bad.
60 style.
So I guess if I'm gonna get back in a car, Colby, if you're still there once or twice, I hope there's a lot of cautions.
Well, if
And I'm
it's
starting up
anything,
front.
if it's anything like iRacing, dude, you're gonna be having cautions left and right.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we gotta ask Bradley how much things transferred over. He says it transfers over immensely with the 305s to his micro. What about for you guys? I mean, do you feel like there's a big difference between iRacing and the real car, or is it pretty similar?
Me and Justin disagree about this, I think, quite a bit.
Well, you got a wheel zip tied to your actual wheel, so I don't even know if your argument here is even valid. Yeah, let's see this thing.
I don't even know if you can. It's kind of dark in here, but yeah.
Put your dick away.
Yeah, you can see the inner and outer though.
Yeah.
How much bigger it is.
I got a big wheel here. It's a 16, I think.
Yeah, that's what he tells the ladies too. He's got a big wheel.
I think so, Tim. I forgot what we were talking. So I think it does transfer over. Like I mentioned earlier about struggling to run the bottom. I was always a top guy. I didn't realize till I later on in life when tried to run the bottom and I couldn't. That's why I always ran on the top, because it was easier. Just put your foot in it and lean up against the curb.
Yeah.
So I sucked on the bottom. I was terrible on the bottom. And when I first started driving that midget, I needed to figure out how to do that. And so this taught me, the iRacing really helped with my throttle control, car control when it was a slick track, and keeping the car underneath you, and the importance of that. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that carries over a lot. You're never going to have the same thing without driving a car, right? It's different when you got the fear going through you. The adrenaline and the fear is a huge part, right? When you can hit the reset button, anybody can drive it in the corner the way you need to.
Right.
But try doing that in real life, it's completely different.
Yeah, there's no reset button.
Right. And yeah, talk's cheap. Let's see what we got.
Yeah. What about you, Justin? What's your input on that?
I feel like it helps in some aspects. I feel like it helped out a lot in lap traffic, to where if I were to be iRacing, where you kind of learn what people's tendencies are and how to watch them to know what they're going to be doing. So that way, whenever you catch them, you kind of know what to do. But I feel like it didn't help the actual driving, like for qualifying, for example, or something like that. Just being able to hold my line and consistently fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It definitely helps with the races too.
We're talking iRacing and stuff. Let's talk about something kind of same subject, a little bit different. Justin, what do you think of it, your dad being on a video game?
It's pretty cool. I mean, I have some friends from school that go to the races, and they're like, do you know this Travis Jacobson guy? He's on the game that we got, the New World Outlaws game. Sometimes I'm nice to them and be like, yeah, I have no idea who that is. Or,
I mean, hey, I wouldn't claim him either. I mean, shit.
Thanks, guys.
And if anybody listening at home and you don't know, TJac is on the New World of Outlaws sprint car game for Xbox, PlayStation. What's that like for you, TJac? I mean, that's gotta be cool as shit knowing you're on a video game.
It's never something I would never thought would. It never was even on my radar. Never even crossed my mind. And then I heard some kind of squawking about it. I kind of thought, I was like, wow, that's got to be too good to be true. I'll wait till it actually happens. And then when it did, again, I got to give a shout out to Ben Hickman, Frame Dragon Designs, right there. He did the skin for that car on that game, and he was able to do that in a timely manner to where because when I was contacted by iRacing about that, it was kind of in the later stages of it, and they were about ready to go live with the game, so we had to do something right away. So Ben was able to take care of that for me, and we just did a replica of the car that we won the Outlaw Show with that year with Mike. Changed
That's
it.
awesome.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
It
Well,
really
I
is. I had a
know.
lot of people messaging me there for a while, telling me, "Hey, man, you know you're on the new Outlaw game." I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool."
Yeah.
Well, that's like.
He's dying.
I need to
Yeah.
take another hit. I remember I was sitting at my buddy Tim Essenson's house, and Essenson runs with the Outlaws and stuff, in quite a bit, running ASCS quite a bit this year. But I'm racing on that at his house. We were drinking and stuff, watching the game, whatever, or playing that, and I'm like, why does that car look so familiar? And I'm looking at the results, and I'm like, no fucking way, dude. TJac's in a video game. Like I was grinning ear to ear. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, okay, well then I got home that Sunday night, and I'm on iRacing. Well, I was in a race with you, and I started bullshitting with you, and ever since then we've been bullshitting almost every night.
Right, right. I didn't even recognize the name at first. I remember on iRacing when we first started talking. Yeah.
Yeah, most people
Yeah, no, it's
don't
pretty cool.
unless I bring up Ashes. I mean, they got
Right. Well,
the.
if you had this going on though, you can tell you're definitely can tell you're an Ash.
I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or a diss right there. Jeez.
No, it wasn't either one. I'm just.
If I
I
pull
mean,
out if I
can
pull
see
out
the
the
family
belly,
resemblance.
dude, if I pull out the belly, you'll really know.
I don't know about that. I don't think of them that way at all. I would thought there were more people I just didn't want to tangle with.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I growing up, Grandpa was, best friend. I mean, I love my grandpa, love my grandma,
They're both
and
top-notch people.
oh yeah, now Grandpa's getting older, and I think I told you this story, but I remember I'm home in 2018, and I was living in the camper outside my aunt's house. Grandpa was too in their camper. Good old concrete, that's how it goes out there. And Ashton just died.
Okay, I was like, what happened right there?
I'm
Um,
here. I'll
We
turn it
just
on a
switched
sec.
spots.
and
Changed the lineup.
he didn't grid. And I remember, Grandpa being older now that when he was younger, he was kind of feisty, when I was a little kid. And I did the wrong thing of talking back to him, and I'm walking away. I'm like, yeah, screw this, I'm out of here. And I remember him grab me by the hood, and he spun me around, and I thought for sure I was going to get cold clocked. And he starts crying, and I'm like, can you just, punch me in the face? Like, can you quit crying and just beat the shit out of me or something? Like, I don't like this. Quit crying. You're making me feel bad. But, no, dude.
Attention? Did it get your attention?
Oh, it definitely woke me up. Now I can tell by the day him and Grandma are getting older and older, and it sucks, but it's part of life.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just definitely. Yeah, one thing about it, man, we've got that in common. We've been dying since the day we got here.
oh, I know.
You ain't making it out alive.
No.
Oh.
Well, at least you'll be late to your own funeral.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
No,
yeah.
hold
Not
on.
worried about
He was actually on time. We went live at 7:00.
Oh,
He
was
was
it?
just
Okay.
he was just here at 6:59.
that. That's 20 push-ups there, Ash.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna owe
I can
him.
do that many.
The bad part is I'm gonna owe him $10 after this because I'm pretty sure we have beat our
Did we?
stream. I'm pretty sure. I can't look till it's over, but I'm pretty sure, dude. We've had a steady 20 people watching this stream since we started.
Right on. Well, thanks
Awesome.
everybody for checking it out. Yeah, that's great.
Joe
Um,
Kaiser says, "What's up, TJac?"
yeah,
Who's that?
Joe Kaiser.
What's up, Joe?
I'm gonna go
Haven't
back
seen
to
him
these.
for a while.
Go back to these chats a little bit. Cody Terry, preference on big versus small tracks. That's a question for both of you guys. What do you guys think?
Small tracks, definitely. I mean, they seem a lot more technical. Big tracks seem a lot more like you have to be able to hold the same line over and over again, and it just gets really competitive. And if you get in a rhythm, it gets kind of almost boring. Where small tracks, everything changes in a fast that you have to react a lot. To what you're
I
doing.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would say the same thing. I like, short tracks and just, I don't consider Skagit really a short track, but Elma,
No,
those things.
I don't
but
either.
much bigger than that, I feel it's not my thing either. And it's a different style of driving for sure, and I enjoy the raciness of the short track.
What is Skagit? 3/8?
Yeah, 3/8, 4/10, depends on who you talk to.
Cameron Thurrett goes, Travis, you steer with your right foot and the brakes for what / who?
Exactly. Yeah. LFP, right, Carmine?
He also commented, and Jessen, I'd love to see you back on the track at Deming. I think we all would, dude. I would love to see what you can do in a mini sprint after being in the sprint car.
Yeah, see how much transfers back over.
Yep. Cody
I need to get
Terry.
out to Deming.
I do too. I need to get home. I need to get out there this summer. It's so hard with announcing at 2 tracks though, and doing videos and stuff like that. I'm constantly
Right.
busy. But Cody Terry, I run TJac paints on the game. He's a real OG. Damn, what an ass kisser he is. No, I'm just kidding.
Cody's alright. Cody's alright.
Love you, Cody.
Yeah. I would like
Kathy-
to get back there though and check out the whole Tim Sims thing they got going on back there. I would like to come check
dude.
that out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'd like to
told us
come
to
down
hit him up.
Eldora. Yeah, I would
We're in
definitely like
Eldora.
to do that. We'll have to
Cat-
figure something out. Cody, get a hold of me or message me or something. We'll figure something out. I'll get back there one way or another.
Kathy Emery, that's awesome for being on the game, Travis. I know you practice a lot at our house when the Outlaw game first came out. Dude, yeah, I mean 2002 game, that was the
That's
OG.
OG.
Like,
That was
and
the
now
shit,
now you're in the next one. I mean, it's got to be
I couldn't wrap my head around that for a little while. It was pretty cool, pretty overwhelming.
Cody Terry goes, he will at least be on the pole at his funeral.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
But he says probably won't finish there, LOL.
Hey, well, we'll have to see about that. If it's not the tacky track, I won't for sure.
Yeah.
Kathy says it's a Jacobson thing for being late, and then Ryder's arguing with her. Now it is not a Jacobson thing. So I'm guessing Ryder's on time. I mean,
I don't
Justin
know about all
was,
that, but it's
dude.
definitely a Jacobson thing for sure.
Justin was in here 30 minutes before you were, dude. I even told him what time to be in here. He was in here.
To be fair, he thought it was at 4, not 5. So
Yeah, well, I told you the wrong. Hey, I had to tell you early, otherwise you would have still been at work at 7 o'clock.
I would have been late. I would have been late if it rolled off at 4.
I think he's always racing so late.
Yeah, no doubt.
So hey, funny story. Skagit Dirt Cup this year. I had my buddy Scott Mulkey was here from Idaho, and we stayed at my mom's place down in Snohomish one of the nights. And I don't remember if it was the Friday night or Saturday night, but I know it was one of those 2 nights, and we won both those nights. The traffic was backed up pulling into the speedway, and we were late. I actually had to get out of the truck and put my backpack on and walk up the road and walk across the parking lot into the pits. Otherwise, I was going to miss the pit meeting.
Wasn't
in
it-
hot laps.
That's when they were backed up on the highway too, wasn't it? Coming up to the
Yeah.
track. It
Yeah,
wasn't
like, I
even.
mean, I had to walk up the road. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah. Yep.
Might
And
have jogged a little bit even.
dude, that's not an easy walk. I mean, granted, I've done it a few times drunk, jumping pit camp to pit camp, afterwards. But
Oh yeah.
I'm sure sober, it ain't very fun.
When
You got
I hear that, made me think of Rob Bott. And I remember watching one year. He always wears shorts everywhere, and he had a pair of jeans on during the day, quarter major racing, or maybe early in the sprint car racing or something. And he's drinking and sweating. Next thing you know, he's walking around with cut off jeans, and he's partying and having a good time. Later that night, he's got these pants back on. He's got a duct tape ring around his fucking knees, holding the fucking bottoms on there. The funniest thing I ever seen in my life.
We talked about coolest guys you guys have ever raced with. Who's got to be one of the coolest guys you guys have ever met?
Tony Stewart, Donnie Schatz, I think are pretty cool. Jack Hoddenchild, Peter Murphy.
Yeah. What about
Yeah,
you, Jason?
Peter's really cool to talk to. I mean, I try to talk to him when I can when we're at the races. He's always busy because he has to manage everything. Like, he has so much experience and knowledge. He's cool to talk to because I feel like you can learn a lot.
right.
Yep. Oh, puff pastime.
Uh,
Who? What was I gonna say now? Oh, you running Skagit now? Cause you raced there full time last year, correct?
Yeah, we ran for points.
Okay, so you went for points there last year. Where'd you end up finishing? How'd you end up doing?
We led most points, and then we went to Elma on voter there back, and it seems like
You're breaking up
Ran.
again. You gotta pull that phone closer. Let's see that
There you
forehead.
Yeah.
no, we ran Elma on Speed Week, and we had a motor blow up then, and then we came back, and the first 1 or 2 races back, I wasn't really running the same as I was before. I don't know exactly what it was, and then so we were dropped down to second in points, and then ended up finishing second in points at the end of the year.
Okay, not bad. I mean, that's
Yeah,
not
no.
something to hang your head about. Who? I gotta ask, who beat you out for the points?
Brett McGuy did.
Okay. Well, and see, he's all over the place. He went down to Cali quite a bit too, didn't he?
I know he was at practice on Wednesday before championship night.
Was he?
Justin, were you there?
No,
Oh.
Where was Jessen?
probably at home. Just got off school.
Dude, dude, I guarantee you right now, he's eyeballing some chick sitting down at the pool. Look at him. He can't take his eyes off from. Yeah, that's what it is.
He's probably worried about what I'm thinking, what I'm going to say right now. Hey, what happened at the money race? You know, the season wraps up. You guys are done. So you guys got one big money race at the end of the year. I'm thinking it's the biggest money race of the year for you guys. You're done with your season, end of the year. That's going to be cool. How'd that work out?
I was worried about running that because all year we had issues with a lot of college wrecks, and they were hard for a lot of the wrecks because we had a bunch of newer people in that class.
You worried about wrecking?
So I was worried, caught up in some stupid ordeal and ended up junking a bunch of stuff that we didn't need to.
What'd you end up doing that night?
Washed.
I heard a rumor. Why was your kid playing flyers up in the grandstands in the grass when they were running the sportsman shootout? I was like, what? What kid? Knucklehead.
Casey Nelson goes, hey, could you pass that over here to me in Maui? Because you got up and I go, oh, puff, puff, pass time.
There it is.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
What you got there, TJac? What you drinking over there, buddy?
A little beverage, a little Kool-Aid.
Little
potato water, I call it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some Tito's and some water, a little lemon juice.
I can't say anything, dude. My mom literally texts me. She
Tito's.
goes, what do you keep putting up to your lips? What's in that glass? And I go, juice. She goes, wine juice. And I'm like, I just said ha ha ha. So yeah, mom, if you're watching, I probably shouldn't have drank this whole bottle, but it happened.
Get after it.
Goes down like juice anyways.
I figured I gotta be a little drunk so I can beat TJac later, you know.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
I'm pretty sure last time we raced together, I'm pretty sure I took you out at Knoxville.
I think so. I think so.
I
Like
did.
the last time we actually raced, he took me out at USA.
Me?
Yeah.
Probably.
I can't say
I remember
anything,
that,
dude. I took out Bradley the other day. Bradley was leading at Charlotte. I gotta grab a napkin. I spilled my wine. Me and Bradley are racing Charlotte yesterday, and you know how little Bradley is, dude. He's passionate about his racing, and
Oh, yeah.
I got wrecked, and I was trying to run the top, and I could see Bradley's like a straightaway away. Well, we're going into 1 and 2, and I looped it. Bradley had nowhere to go but to hit me, and he's like, God, are you kidding me? You wrecked me. What the heck are you doing? And I'm like, Bradley, I'm sorry, dude. And he goes, gosh, he's just all mad at me. And I'm like, oh, Bradley's pissed at me.
Stupid idiots.
Way to go. Way to go.
he just commented, LOL, yeah, you did. So Bradley asked, though, I don't know if this question was asked or not yet, but were you nervous starting on the pole in the Dirt Car Nationals? I think he's talking the Outlaw race.
Okay, so we started third. But Kerry Matson jumped the first start, so then we swapped up to the front.
Yep.
And actually, at that time, I was pretty focused. So I guess I should probably give you a little backstory about that whole deal. So
Let's hear it.
started. So the year before, I was running a 360 and a 410 pretty much every week. So we ran 2 cars, each night or every night. And I just wasn't quite where I didn't feel like I had the drive like I used to, and I kind of felt like I was done. I was over it. wasn't winning as much as I wanted to be. So I was going to retire. I actually made my mind up, and I was going to retire at the end of that year, 2011. And the Outlaws came to town that year, and we started like 6th or something like that. And I noticed that like I got up to like 3rd, and like I earned it. Like they didn't fall out in front of me. Like I actually drove by some really good cars.
Yep.
And then I hit a hole and fucked up and dropped back a few, and then I got them back, and it was at that moment I'm like, I can beat these fuckers. I can do this. I'm gonna come back and win this thing next year. Like I can't quit. So that literally went through my mind, and I made my mind up that then, right before I crashed, I'm gonna come back next year and beat them, and I did that, just exactly that. And so I was not nervous. I had a very good mindset at the time, and you wouldn't
So
believe it.
that little
So we
moment
actually-
though saved your career.
Yeah, absolutely. And then actually, interestingly enough, so let's fast forward to the next year. Saturday night, Monday night, we're going out for the dash. About halfway through the dash, my motor starts laying down. Like, not totally laying down, but it's like, I'm pretty good at hearing things, and I knew it changed tone. And Blake, was my crew chief. I know he pays attention, and so he had to hear it. So I pull in from the dash right away, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Pull the hood off! You guys didn't even hear that?" And he's like, "Dude, just chill out. It's in your head. Go sit in the tow room. There's nothing wrong with it." And I'm like, "Blake, seriously, don't fuck with me. Like, look, I know you heard that, right?" And he's like, "No, And we kind of started arguing about it, and I'm like, "Pull that fucking hood off. Something is wrong with this motor." And then I went in the tow room. And to be honest, they're going to fix it. I'm going to go do my thing. So I did my rituals. I journaled after I got out of the car
He's waving to his fans. Did you see that?
Yeah,
he just waved to his fans, man.
I journal about what I do and what I feel, and it's how I communicate with myself. And it was I learned a lot doing that. So it's kind of my thing. And so I went and did that, and got back in the car. I assumed that they had addressed it, and nobody said nothing to me, so obviously they must have found it, fixed it. I don't care. My job's just to drive the damn thing. I forgot about it. Well, no, he didn't fucking do nothing, okay? We go down, and I end up going to run Lebanon on Monday, the next Monday. Well, he calls me on Sunday, and he's like, "Hey, you coming down?" I'm like, "Yeah." Mike said I can come down. He's like, "Okay." He goes, "Hey, sorry, man, you were right." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, you were talking about that you heard something." He goes, you were down half a hole because we had a broken inner valve spring." And I'm like, and you didn't, and he didn't even find this out till he was maintaining the car on Sunday. And then, yeah, live in action. And then it's right there. And then at Lebanon, I think we would have won 2 in a row. I think we would have won that one. We ended quick. First time there in a 410, and we would have started on the outside front row of the main event if I just finished the heat race. And that thing laid down coming out of 2. We lost a rocker in the valve train, and I pulled over. Well, I told them to pull the valve covers off because something in the valve train went, and they pulled the spark plugs out, and they pulled the hood off, and they pulled the stacks off, and they're not finding nothing. And Mike's like, "Fuck, Trav, we'd have been on the fucking pole." I'm like, "Pull the fucking valve covers off. I know there's something wrong with that, for sure." And for some reason, they refused to do that. And finally, the last thing, they finally pulled them off, and sure shit, we had a broken rocker shaft, is what it was. And now it was the same one that had the broken inner valve spring that 2 days before.
Jeez.
Yeah, but no shit, that race that we won the Outlaws, my joke is we won it on 7.5 cylinders. Which it wasn't technically 7.5, but it wasn't a full 8 for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Going back to that Outlaw race, we talked about you making 2 extra laps because you wanted to make sure you won that thing. You never really did say though, dude. What went through your mind when you climbed out of that car and you realized you just beat the Outlaws as a local driver at Skagit Speedway?
I think I probably took a lap or 2 to dry my eyes out a little bit. I think that they were a little watery. I'm sure. Like, I couldn't believe it just happened. It was a dream come true for sure. To watch those guys my whole life, Sammy, Steve, Jack, have Jack be my teammate that weekend. He filled in for me earlier that year because I broke my foot at the John Carroll race. We piled it up and broke my foot, and I think that was like my 4th race back in the car or something when I turned the Outlaw race that year. And it was a dream come true. It was pretty overwhelming. Surprisingly, I don't have any cool party story though. Afterwards, it was like hung out with Shots a little bit, talked to him quite a bit, and obviously with Hod, and I think we went to bed at a regular time, got ready to go racing down in California or Oregon on Monday.
How big a check was it back then?
Oh, glad you brought. That's kind of funny story too. So, to get the Outlaws up there on a 2-day show, they had to do a $20,000 to win deal. That was a 3-year contract that expired the year before.
Oh, geez.
Okay. But they advertised who's going to, Kelly Hart, who happened to be an employee for Skagit, advertised a commercial on the air, who's going to take home the $20,000 this year. Well, come to find out, Steve wasn't paying $20,000, and he gave us a check for $12,000, and it wasn't going over good with anybody.
Right.
And he come down and talked to Mike. He's like, "Mike, fuck, I'm not trying to screw you guys here, but like that wasn't it wasn't the plan. It wasn't 20 grand to win this year. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, but the fucking people are gonna fucking not let me out of here. I don't know what to do. Mike's like, I don't know. Just give me the check and we'll figure it out, I guess. And he's like, okay, so I'll give you the check, but wait to cash it, and we'll when you get back from Speed Week, we'll figure it out. And he's like, okay. So he fucking ran to the bank fucking first thing Monday morning and cashed that motherfucker. That's the last I heard about it.
That's awesome.
What talking checks, what's your biggest win? Was it the outlaw race or?
Yeah. Dirt Cup would have been if I would have won, but I didn't. Like I said, I got second. That was 25,000 to win, 12,000 for second. That was a pretty big pass there.
Wow.
What
Yeah.
What about you, Justin? What's your biggest win so far?
I think was the Sporty Show at Skagit this year. We ran, that's what it was. Because I was thinking Big Al for a second because we won that at Deming. That was $3 grand to win. And the Sporty Show I think was 5 to win.
Okay.
Good check.
360 Nationals were 10 grand to win a piece. We got 3 of those 3 years in a row. And I don't remember what second paid that the following year.
Didn't need to
But we
know
had-
what second paid.
You did
Exactly,
those
yeah.
3 years in a row.
Yeah. Yep. He's the only
That's-
driver to
okay.
win three back to
Yeah,
three-peat
three-peat.
the 360 Nationals at Skagit.
That's awesome.
We just haven't got the Dirt Cup in the sprint car yet. We've been so close.
Yeah.
Justin, your time to shine, man.
Yeah. Come finish that off for me, would you?
Yeah.
Bring
go
home the money.
That would
go,
be
go
cool. I did
finish what
expect you to
Dad
be out all
started,
the way, too.
dude. No, I think it'd be really cool to see Justin, if not complete everything that you did, plus the Dirt Cup. I think it'd be really cool to see him. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. It would be cool. I would like to race against him one time. It would be cool. I think.
Paul Hope says party time. Let's talk that. What kind of a party animal was TJac back in the day?
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, he was just trying to be the best, doing it all. He did everything.
Because I think
I
you
was
mentioned.
out all hours of the night. Yeah, I was being a little heathen.
I
There was one night, speaking of over by Dunham's, where you were talking about we held your mom back from getting you in when you were trying to play in the mud puddle. That's Bud Ash's nephew there. Yeah, that's J-Dog right there. There's Ashton Mueller there. Yeah, it was Mueller. That's Mike. Rob Boughton, you guys know that guy.
What's up, Mike?
He says, "What's up, Mike?" Anyhow, there was one night I think it's me, my brother, my buddy Brandon, my friend Kyle.
Dunham? Kyle Dunham?
We were Kyle Sunby, which is Dunham's step kid. Yeah.
Yep.
We was down in that area, and it was that first 360 Nationals when I knocked myself silly the first night. I had to race the next day, so they were trying to get me in bed. Well, we thought we'd be tricky and swap coats, and it was pretty dark out in the parking lot, so it bought me another hour and a half or something like that. And yeah, I didn't always make the smartest decisions growing up, for sure. I learned a lot more. Right.
You talked about earlier on the phone. You had a story about Brock Limley stealing a golf cart or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was one time. Oh man, yeah. So actually, there was 2 golf cart stories. Okay, so one time, I think we might have got the tracks. Brock did. Brock got the tracks.
Yep.
And I think that thing ended up on its lid with like the stereo blaring and the motor running or something like that. I don't remember. I just remember hearing about that one. The other story is Brock. Hey, Brock and there was a girl he was running around with. Candy, I think. They take off on a golf cart. I got Cecil Walker's golf cart, and they take off in it. And there's a part of the night I don't remember there for some reason. And I just remember that the sun's coming up. It's like Sunday morning at Dirt Cup. And I'm driving, and I all of a sudden kind of come to, and I realize I'm driving Lori's golf cart back, and the roof is tore off of this thing. And I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man walking right now. So I kind of started to panic and stopped and didn't know what to do, and freaked out. Tried to go find the top to it. Have no idea what happened to it. Where was it at? Nothing. I just found out like a couple of years ago actually what happened. So Brock and Candy went up the side of the hill and ended up flipping over backwards and barrel rolling it down the hill there at the track. So anyway, I come pulling up. Finally, I get my big boy pants on, come pulling up to go face the music, and Cecil's sitting outside, and he starts laughing. He's like, you dumb son of a bitch, Lori's gonna kick your fucking ass. And she's like, what in the actual fuck is going on? Oh, she was not happy, so I had to take that to my cousin's, and he found a top, put a top on it for me, fixed it like it was new.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh.
That's funny because I've rolled a golf cart and it's not fun.
No, it's not, dude.
I did it on the golf course.
So did we.
I'll tell you what, I had never
In the
left
sa-
so fast. I left that cart there and left.
We did it in the sand bunker.
I did it on a hill coming down, and it was early in the morning, all dew and stuff, and I just cranked that thing to the left, and it just caught and just
Lyle
it didn't die.
Lyle Woods is in the chat. Find a sporty to run. Justin would be all smiles.
Oh, I ain't that stupid. I ain't running against a sporty car. No. If that's what you're talking about. Hey, what's up, Lyle?
Speaking of Lyle, me and him were out golfing at Camelot over on Camino, and we were running with Ryder actually, and we were going from the 15th to the 16th hole, and Lyle tried to slide in front of Ryder, and he did. We slid because the grass was wet, and then we hit the pavement and about tipped it over. Like we were on two wheels and then set it back down, and then we had the owner come out and talk to us and yell at us, told us not to mess around with the golf carts.
I was gonna say Ryder just commented Lyle and Justin spun me out in a golf cart.
That's funny.
Yeah, ask Lyle about Justin's leg at tracks.
Oh
gosh.
God.
Yeah. We were at
Race day.
We were at the go-kart place and tracks, and it was Mother's Day. We were down there because my mom wanted to do something, and we ended up going to tracks. She didn't race; she sat in the car. But we were there.
Good Mother's Day.
Yeah, great Mother's Day.
Great Mother's Day. They go race.
Right, one little turn, you go under the bridge, and then you come around and go to the hairpin. Well, I went to open up my entrance and come across, and he went to go under me. He went over me, and a bolt caught my leg and tore out a chunk of my. Actually, you can still see the scar here now. But tore out a chunk of my leg. I had to get that stitched up.
Lyle
He
just
was slow.
yeah. Lyle just commented he was slow. We talk
Sounds like iRacing.
about guys that we wouldn't want to fuck with. Steve Kilcup being one of them. Growing up, I kind of looked at him like a laughing stock, but he wasn't a laughing stock because he's one guy I wouldn't fuck with, and that was I can't even remember his name.
He did a lot of his own stuff though, and I wouldn't consider him a laughingstock at all.
No, I'm not talking Kilcup. I'm talking. Now I got to go to my race pass and see if I can find his name. I could call the uncles right now and they would have it.
Oh, you talking about Brian Ash?
No, dude, I love Brian Ash though. Brian Ash used to hang me upside down. I remember when they still pitted in the middle, he hung me up over the garbage can because I was hanging out at Dunham's pit at Old Timmy's.
Oh, yeah.
And Brian's holding me up, and Kilcup goes, "Just hit him in the nuts, slap nuts," because that's what they called me, was slap nuts. Because I'd walk around, and I'd hit everybody in the nuts as a little kid. And I just world starred him in the nets, dude, in the nuts, and he had me hanging over the garbage can, by the front stretch wall. And when I hit him, he dropped me in the garbage can because he went to like bend over. And I just nosedived it in the garbage can. Then I was even more pissed, so I went and grabbed a hammer and started chasing him with it.
Jeez.
I'd have kicked you.
Dude, I was a little shit back then. Do you remember who pitted for Kilcup they called Chia Pet?
Oh yeah.
What's his real name? Me and Mom were talking about this earlier, and we couldn't remember what his real name was.
You talking about Pete?
Is it Pete?
Yeah, Silva?
Yeah. Yep.
Jim,
Lyle, the go-kart star.
Oh God, yeah. My mom won't let him race go-karts anymore.
Seen some nasty go-kart wrecks.
All right, I got the name. Stevie James. Stevie James.
That was Steve James? That was Chia Pet?
No, when I said one guy I wouldn't mess with.
Oh yeah, he was a golden.
Yeah, he was a Golden Glove winner, dude. He was a boxer, but he was always towards the back. He was just that driver that was there to hang out, and he was just there for fun. He didn't care if he won, lost, wrecked, nothing. But that's one guy I wouldn't have messed with. And if I was going to be in a fight, I was hoping he was on my side.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Lyle
was a
said
gold-
Stevie Weavy.
Stevie
Yeah.
Weavy. Dude, I remember. So you know my aunt Tinker.
Yeah.
Okay, so she remembers Stevie was racing down the backstretch one time, and he only ran with one bolt in his quick release, and that one bolt popped off, and he's going into the
Oh.
corner, and his steering wheel had come off, and he just grabbed onto the splines and turned the car by the splines.
Jesus. That's
How
not
the
good.
heck did he get that thing to turn?
Dude, this dude, I'm not kidding you. He'd show up in his bibbed overalls. He looked like he looked like the laughing stock.
drunk.
Like I said, dude, he just looked like an old farmer. That dude, I'm not kidding you, probably could have picked up the rear end of a sprint car with one hand.
Oh yeah.
Like, he was a
Yeah,
beast.
Andre the Giant hands.
Yeah, but he was like my height. He'd show up by himself, no pit crew, nothing, just
Do it all.
do it all.
Cigarette hanging out.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, here's a good one. Riders, dude, Riders being pretty active in this chat.
Yeah.
Jesson-
Thanks,
Jes-
Ryder.
Jessen's looking at him like, shut the fuck up, damn it. What driver or person has inspired you the most in life or as a driver?
Who's that question for, Ryder?
That's for both of you guys.
Both of you.
You go first, Jessen.
Okay. I feel like
My
when I
dad.
that's part of it. When I'd always wait for the outlook.
You
that
gotta
was a
bring the
big-
camera closer.
I need to get on the ground. My phone's plugged. I can. I was a big Steve Kinzer fan. I always liked watching Bees Kinzer. Was what I
He's
called it.
Kinzer. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, watching him.
I like Steve growing up.
He was cool. Don't you have Hawaii things to do? Lisa says.
Lisa Martin goes replying to Ryder Jacobs. Don't you have Hawaii things to do? LOL.
What's up, Lisa? Is Round Man around?
What about you, TJac? Growing up, who inspired you on the track and off the track?
I was a big Bobby Burrow fan, Cecil Walker fan,
Cecil.
Sammy Swindell fan, but went until I got older, I guess.
Yep.
I just liked him because my dad liked him. I was a Hod fan when I was younger.
I don't know if you heard, but did you hear Bradley's gonna be? So Bradley's doing a podcast with Sammy in April and gonna be racing against him. They're
Yeah.
doing it's the old man versus the young man competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Bradley Cox is gonna be going up against old Sammy. I told him,
Be
dude.
in the wing 360 for that.
Yeah, I told him I was like, Bradley, you throw a haymaker on that old piece of shit and be like, yo, put that in your juice box and suck it.
Yeah, dude, he's the real deal, man. Sammy Swindell can still get it done. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
He's
Here's
impressive.
Good question, Joe. Cali boy. He says, T-Jack, in your opinion, what state brings the hardest competition?
California is definitely that was always on my radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could run with those guys when they came up or something like that, that was always a notch on our belt or whatever. That's always what we were worried about.
Or
They
vice
definitely put
versa.
out some fast guys.
Or
Oh,
vice
yeah.
versa. You guys going down there. I mean, these last couple of years, I see a lot of names down there for. I mean, even in the Turkey Cup stuff like that. You know, Brock's been down there. Chase.
He's been on fire lately.
Chase has been down there. I think it's Getz or is it Goats? How you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getz. I mean, they're down there
Yeah.
quite a bit. Bailey Jean's
Is-
been down there.
Does he have a brother
Trace-
named
Trace
Reese?
Starks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, Trey Starks. He comes to Cottage Grove a lot.
I
Yeah,
love
he's
Trey,
a
dude.
rich
I
guy.
like Trey. He's cool.
Trey's good shit. So now is Trey running full time at Skagit now, or is he still on the tour?
He's running whatever he wants to run, kind of a thing. They got a schedule worked up, I think. They're going to run a lot of Skagit, but they're going to do some California stuff more this year, I think, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I saw him running with the Narc last year quite a bit, too.
A little bit, yeah. I think he was talking about maybe doing some more of that this year, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
always...
he's fast. It's nice to see his efforts paying off and stuff. I remember when he first started up there. It didn't seem like it was all that long ago, but he was. I want to say he was back there 10 years ago. So I mean, he's been after it a while.
He,
People don't realize
black
that.
21 car?
Black 55.
55.
55, okay, yeah.
Yep.
He comes to Cottage Grove and he's fast.
We
Oh yeah, he ain't fucking around.
talking about them Skagit guys. I mean, you look at the guys now. I mean, Eric Fisher's kind of, he's getting up there age to where, the young guys are coming in now. Same with Colton Heath, but them guys still get after it. What about Chad Hillier? I mean, Chad
Yeah.
ran with the Outlaws.
Yep. I used to
What-
run quarter midgets with Chad before he went up to run. So I guess he started up they were Econo sprints back then, but
Yeah.
he went to Skagit, and then he was real fast. Chad
and-
was good. He did a lot of his own stuff too, right? Like he's a pretty sharp kid.
Yep.
He's
Jesse,
a welder, fabricator. Go
did
ahead.
you get a race with Chad's boy?
Yeah, me and Levi are actually really good friends. I went to school, like we went to the same school last year. But yeah, we hang out all the time. Levi's fast, and he's been doing really good in the micros lately. He's been running opens now.
He's gonna be real good too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Smooth. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, and it's cool, growing up, I watched Chad, I can't think of the, Jesse.
Whitney.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Whitney. Now I see your kids racing, Jesse's kids racing, Chad's kids racing.
Yeah,
It's
that's cool.
It makes me feel old because it's like, damn, I watched these kids when I was like 15. Now these
Yeah.
guys are all in sprint cars or making their way up there.
Tell me
Ashton,
about it, man.
I see Ashton looking at the chat. Lyle goes, missed a lot of this podcast, but thoughts on an open head 360s or sporties changing to 305s? What's your guys' thoughts on all that?
I wish it would have happened a couple of years ago before I got my sporty, but I think that's a good change to make in the sense that we'll be able to go and race like more stuff over east because that's kind of what they run over there versus limited sprints is kind of only in Washington,
Yeah.
really places you can do it.
It's more like a
Yeah.
West Coast thing.
Yeah.
Great motor idea. If that's what you guys are talking about. I didn't hear nothing about that. I did hear about the Open 360 deal coming up, and it the 360 the ASCS motors are just as expensive as the Open motors nowadays, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it was intended to be a cheaper thing, but it never worked out that way.
I like the crate motor idea thing because, there's a couple guys up here that run them. They go out and they put like 75 races on them.
Yeah, and it's
You know,
affordable. And like,
yeah, it makes it more affordable.
You can't buy yourself a win, really. You know what I mean? You can't
Exactly.
outdoor somebody that way.
I don't know if it is up there like it is here, but a lot of times with the crate stuff, you have to send them off. You're not allowed to open it yourself.
Yeah, they're
Is
sealed.
that how it is? Yeah, okay.
But
Cody,
I think the Open 360 stuff though is going to bring a lot of California up here. It's going to help with that.
I think it
I
will.
think
Yep.
it's I'm excited about
Definitely.
that.
Well, and you got to look at you got DJ Neto, you got Celsius that'll come, or Dominic that'll come up. I'm sure Rico will come up. It's not too far for him to drive, but Neto's
Yeah.
a big one.
Neto.
Yeah, Neto's been
Yep.
on fire lately.
Dude, I gotta say, first I'm gonna say this to Cody. Cody, we're live every Wednesday, 7 o'clock, dude. Glad to see you in here. But DJ pulling the spark plug wires off that car.
I got that. I
This year,
saw
dude.
that happen. I knew that was going to happen. I knew he was going to
That
do
was
that.
the
I called
best
it.
thing ever, dude.
My favorite's the
Brent
middle
Kenny did
finger
that.
out the cockpit.
Oh
No,
yeah.
that's genius. I saw Brent Kenny do that to I think to Bobby. No, Sowald. Brent Kenny did that to Sowald actually. I remember that, and they actually get Sowald's spot back.
Oh
But
really?
I remember when when Katie did that to him at Skagit. I remember that.
That's awesome.
When I watched that one too. I wasn't in the car unfortunately because I should have been. It was the feature, but it wasn't. And I watched Brent walk over there, and he's walking over there, and then he just he gets down and he's next to the car talking to him like we're good, right? So that's what got me paying attention because that's not how he rolled. Like,
Right.
But watching from behind, I could see his left hand over there underneath, pulling spark plug wires off while he's just having a conversation with him, and then he walked away like no big deal, and nobody thought none the less. They're like, oh, that was weird, he thought he was gonna argue. Turns out it was okay, no fight, all right. They go start the car up, and it didn't work out too good. I don't even think they knew he did that until
Yeah,
after
I
they
didn't
went
even
to the car.
realize it. Just a little sneaky.
But
Where
Neto's deal was a little different.
yeah, DJ just walked over. Basically, is
Didn't
like,
give a
yo,
fuck.
I'm pulling your spark plugs, motherfucker, and just whoop, see you later.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that deal. I don't think I really agreed with him doing that when he did. I mean, I like that move when it's necessary, but I feel like isn't that with
Yeah, but-
with Gomes?
Yeah, but he junked
Wasn't that
him,
a racing
dude.
deal? Did he?
No,
Okay, then
no,
maybe I'm
he-
wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
They were trading haymakers back and forth. It was DJ was running him clean. Gomes freaking threw it in there, right reared him, and DJ was like, and DJ's been having a year last year. I mean, middle finger out the window at Sanders, and DJ. I think
I
is
love it
just.
'cause I don't like Sanders.
Oh yeah, dude. I hate. Yeah, Sanders can go suck a fat one. I think he was just sick of all the bullshit and was like, you know what? Fuck this. See you later. I think the coolest part was though is when I was watching that, you can see Frank like standing there, and DJ's getting beat up by like 3 dudes. Here comes Frank, his dad, running in, and then Frank just gets drop kicked, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Frank's
Yeah.
not like a fighter, dude. Like Frank should have stayed at the trailer and just let DJ handle his own. Here comes Frank running in, and boop, just gets drop kicked. Going back to the chat though.
There you go.
There you go.
I don't know if you can see that or if it's glaring.
Yeah,
It's
it's glaring,
glaring.
but popping in the flames and the checkered.
TJac, the checkers, and yeah.
Joe,
I
to
get-
answer your question, TJac started running sprints in '98. He's old as fuck.
It
Cody
goes older.
Cody Terry goes, and a quick question for y'all: we racing tonight or what, boys? Yep,
Absolutely.
definitely
I
gonna
mean,
race.
I know I am. I don't know about Junior over here.
Cody
Hey,
Terry
Justin, are
goes,
you in tonight, buddy? Are you in?
yeah, you racing?
Oh,
Nah,
you scared?
dude.
You're scared?
He's
He's
going
gonna
to
race
the
on the
beach.
beach.
I bet you
He's
100
going
right
to
now
the
he don't show up
beach.
tonight. I bet you $100 right now he don't show up tonight. He ain't
He's-
gonna
I'm gonna,
race.
I'm gonna take the under on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the. He's going to the beach. He's been waiting for us to kick him out of here so he can go chase some women.
I was surprised he was in here this long. Thanks for hanging
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
Justin. That was cool.
Yeah,
That was
dude.
the first interview. Hey, that's the first interview we've ever done together.
Yeah.
Cody
awesome.
Terry replies with "fuck Sanders."
Baby Jessen.
Baby Justin. He's already Cody Terry. He's already got her spotted in the background. He knows which one he's going for. So okay, let's talk about that, Justin, a little bit. We talked about your dad getting married. You got a girlfriend or anything?
God, you guys. He's got to
No,
go to the
we
beach.
said
I
this
thought.
earlier, man.
He's got to go to the beach.
No girls racing, man.
If we weren't on, yeah, I'll tell you off air what I used to tell him as a kid. Every chick was born with it. Don't listen to what your mom says. They all got stay away. And when they're like, when they're 25, it's gone. But they're all liars.
Ryder must have knew it was coming because he goes, "Oh boy, here we go." Well, I'll put it.
Chip off the old block on that one. I think.
I'll put it this way, dude. You know the Ashes, they're all loggers. You know what my grandpa used to tell me?
What?
If it gets hard and there's a hole, go put it in the tree and you'll be fine.
Mike Evans used to say, "Why run down and grab one when you could walk down and grab them all?" Okay, I'm gonna try that one.
Joe Kaiser goes, can't get a girlfriend wearing a Macedo t-shirt.
Oh, but you could wear a driver's suit. You need a driver's suit,
Driver's suit will
Joe.
definitely help. You get all
Yeah.
the pit lizards.
I fucking wore them to the track even when I wasn't driving, just for that purpose.
Right.
And yes, it works no matter
I
what.
can see that.
Ryder's got a good question too. You guys got any tips for any up and coming drivers or guys looking to get into racing? Besides, don't do it.
Don't get a girlfriend if you're trying to be serious about it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
Divorce
have
your
any friends.
divorce your wife now so she doesn't take your race car.
My wife bought me a race car actually. I
So
got it in the
did-
garage. Still,
You found a
Cough,
keeper.
cough. So did
Yeah,
mine.
That's why she's got a ring on.
yeah, exactly. Because I was never gonna do that. Remember? I would say I have a lot of regrets not
Win the lotto.
not going with what my gut said, not listening to my own intuition, and listening to outside influences saying that you can't. Don't fuck realistic. Don't
Yeah.
worry about being realistic. You know what? And how you're gonna get there is none of your business. You'll figure that out on the way. Just figure out where you're going, and everything else will fall into place. If you want it bad enough, you'll get it.
Yep.
You know, and failures just make you better. You can get bitter or get better. That's how I look at that. Fail
What about
forward
you?
for
Yeah,
sure.
pretty much.
What about you, Justin? What kind of advice you got for these younger drivers?
I feel like one thing that helped me improve a lot is after a race, kind of assessing what happened. Like, if you didn't, why didn't you win? What made it? What could you have done better in that situation to make yourself do better in the race, or where did you go wrong?
Right.
And
So,
just kind
so
Race
kind of like
thing.
that notebook thing your dad was saying, where he wrote everything down.
oh, I don't write it down. Yeah.
Well,
He's not that age yet. He doesn't
I
need
was
to write it down to
I was gonna
remember.
say he's probably got a better memory than old TJac over here.
You guys
I-
ever like go back and watch the race though? Watch
Are
yourself.
you kidding me? Debrief? Absolutely. A
Yeah.
million times a week.
Yeah.
Ashton,
yeah.
you're in
See where you
charge.
went
I gotta
wrong.
piss.
I'm in charge.
Once I feel like I've seen everything I can see that I've done, I'll keep watching film and I'll try to watch and learn from somebody else, whether it's
Right.
what they're gonna do or maybe I can learn something. I'm always trying to learn something new for sure.
Yeah. You ever, real hard on yourself? You see something, you made a mistake,
Oh,
or is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
We're-
common. We're all hard on ourselves. No
Yeah,
one harder.
And the ones that want it most are the worst, when it comes to that. That's what I've
Yep.
noticed. Like, there's nobody that likes running second any more than usually the driver. He hates it most for his help, right? Because he's the one that's out there doing it.
Right.
People paying a lot of money and busting their ass all week long for, you to go out there and make a shitty move, right?
Right. Yeah. Ruin your race.
Yeah, or somebody else's, worse yet. Or
Got
both.
Lyle Woods in the chat saying, laughing my ass off. I was gonna say he's a memory from hell.
Jessen?
I don't know. I don't know where he's going with that one. Like Lisa Martin said, Kellen could use some more of your tips this year, Jessen.
Yeah, I'll be down. I'll try to make it to Demi more this year than I did last year. We'll see how it goes, though.
Yeah.
Best advice you
Wow.
can give Kellen would be listening around, man. He's a smart cookie. He knows a lot.
Yeah.
Cody Terry made a good point. I like it. Back to the tips and stuff. Be a good friend to all the fans on a good or a bad night.
Absolutely.
It's real easy to get caught up in the moment, but as a fan, you remember the drivers that actually took time and wanted to talk to you or showing it.
Well, and
That
I
was
remember
one of my biggest things too.
as a little kid at Skagit, dude, I'd walk down, you'd get
Autographs.
trophies and autographs, trophies, whatever. I mean, here, actually,
Right.
I'll show you this right.
What the hero cards,
I used to give my trophies away to kids. So there are times I could do that.
Yeah.
It's definitely all about the fans for sure. And I can talk about that. I wanted to win bad all day long, but when it comes down to it, I definitely did a lot for the fans. I enjoyed that part about it.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I got this when I was a little kid
that's
from
cool.
Peter, dude.
That's
This,
cool. Yeah,
this came
cool.
from Australia. Peter Murphy gave me that when I was a little kid. But I remember
Yeah,
going
that's
down.
something you won't let go.
Oh no, dude, that's one thing
cool.
I will never
That's
give,
unique. I
give
like that.
away.
Yeah, it's very unique.
But trophies, like the guys at Skagit would, unless it was a big win, they'd give out their weekly trophies. They didn't give a shit, because it was the main guys winning. TJac, Solwald, Hillier, the top dogs, Alan Munn,
Right.
stuff like that. And I remember I used to make friendly little bets as a little kid with guys in the stands, which probably adds to my gambling addiction now. But I remember going down and I was bullshitting with Solwald afterwards, and I'm like, yeah, I bet against you, but can I have your trophy? And I remember he looked at me and he goes, no, I ain't giving you my trophy. You bet I was going to lose. And I'm like, well, fuck you too, and I walked away. And it's like, but
Probably
all
not
them
something
guys.
you should have told him.
No, I didn't. He knew
Yeah.
my family, and I mean, Grandma being the scale
Right.
lady and all that. I mean, Skagit will always be home. I got so many memories from when I was a little kid that it was just amazing because, I mean, you've been to Skagit and the way the campsites are set up, dude. Even
Yep.
now, going back from being a little kid, riding around on my four-wheeler around through there, building forts out in the sticker briar bushes, to now being of age, since Jessen's underage. You shouldn't be drinking, damn it. If you are, I'm gonna kick your ass. Anyway, but
Race definitely don't want to be doing that.
but now being able to drink, jumping campsite to campsite at night, walking around.
Yep.
Carol and them guys always hung out over there afterwards in their tent with the fire. Grandpa would always make oysters, whatever.
Oof.
There was
Walker used to do a whole pig dirt cup every year. That was
Yep.
always
That's
something
cool.
I had
Yep.
as a little kid.
Oh, dude, it'll never change. And things just like this. I mean, sure, I could probably order this on Amazon anywhere and get
Peter
one.
gave you that.
But Peter gave this to me specifically,
Oh, that's
signed
cool.
it. This
Yeah,
was
they're
when he
in
was in the
Australia.
number. Yeah.
So you bring that up. It reminds me. I learned a lot from Peter when he was with Mike, and he showed me a lot of different angles that I never saw possible, and showed me how to help myself improve myself with marketing, apparel, being prepared with that kind of
Yep.
stuff, making friends talk, and he did a lot for me that way. I'm glad to see that you got that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, and that's, like I said, Mom was always at the track. She hung out with Kill Cup, Brian Ash, all them guys. I mean, you know it, Mom. I mean, that's where my family grew up. I mean, Buddy had
Right.
his wedding at their campsite, went and won his first
At the
race.
Speedway, the national anthem. I remember that.
Yeah.
He rode around the back of the truck with
Yeah, I mean, and he won that night, so racing has been in my blood since I was a little kid. I now own Buddy's last couple driving suits, his helmet, which I actually converted. I wanted to show you this, TJac. Which I
While
converted.
he's doing that, Joe was wondering what you think of California going to aluminum block 360.
I didn't even hear about that.
Okay,
That's is that what they're doing?
that's what it sounds like Joe's saying. Yeah,
I haven't heard nothing about that at all, so I'm curious to know why they want to do that. That sounds like it would just drive pricing up, I would think.
that's what I was thinking. Way more pricing on that.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
So this one being Buddy's helmet, obviously put my own last name on it. It's got that built-in speaker where you can just hook your receiver to it. Yeah,
Yep.
and it's got the quick releases in here.
Yep.
So this was Buddy's helmet. Well, I wanted to make it, because I continued with Ash Family Racing into Grover Family Racing because I wanted to keep Ash Family Racing alive. And Buddy, Chuck, all them guys told me straight up, make a name for yourself. Don't try to live off our name. Which actually made a lot of sense to me because racing a Hornet at Skagit, I was the third best driver coming from Concrete, Washington. Because there's only two other drivers that come from Concrete, Washington. And that was Buddy and Chuck. So I made it my own, and I put picture of Grandpa, Buddy, and Chuck.
Oh, you got
on
the old
there.
picture of Grandpa's car on there.
Yep, I got a
Oh,
picture
yeah,
of
that's
Grandpa's
cool.
old car. And that's where my number came in. Buddy was 57, Chuck was 5X, Grandpa was 5X. So I went with 57X. And so it was more so trying to keep that family tradition alive. Well, I found out real fast. My sugar mama doesn't make enough money for me to keep racing.
Get better racing for marketing. Sell more t-shirts.
Well, and that's where it came into the fact of I love racing, I like talking. I'm gonna try this announcing thing. Well, now I announce at 2 tracks in North Dakota. And so I
Right.
mean, if I
I
can
know they
get
had
to
2
the
tracks in North Dakota.
dude, we got 11,
Oh wow.
but it's all modifieds. That's why you don't hear about it.
Right.
Nobody likes taxi cabs. If I wanted to
No.
watch an Uber, I'd go downtown. But
Never heard someone call him that.
and that's something too, Jessen. I mean, you're what generation racer? You second, third, or second?
Second.
Second.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of hype to live up there, man. I mean, your dad's the TJac, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
He'll fill the shoes all right.
Oh, dude, I think
Thank you,
I'm gonna give him
If not
5
better,
years,
yeah.
and he's gonna, I give him 5 years, and he's gonna be showing them boys. My dad, you guys thought my dad was fast. Look at this,
Yep.
I don't even know who his dad is.
Joe said they're going to aluminum blocks due to the lack of being able to get cast blocks.
Oh.
I was
And-
curious at the end of last season. I think Shark was the one telling me about it. Nobody can get any blocks. Like I know a lot of people trying to order blocks for their 410s actually, and they couldn't even get those.
They
yeah.
couldn't get the aluminum blocks either.
No.
Eric made a good point. Aluminum blocks, can be fixed where cast blocks can't.
yeah.
It's a lot easier to weld, but he said with the engine change, you're gonna have to add 60 pounds into the motor plate.
Better start
But-
eating your Wheaties, Justin. You gotta gain
Right.
some weight, make weight.
Oh, is that a thing? Is there a rule like that somewhere? Are they
Yeah.
they got aluminum 360 blocks?
I don't know if they're making it a rule that you have to run it or if it's,
An
but
option that you can.
yeah, it might
Um,
So
be.
okay, if that's the case, then I
Maybe
don't
Joe
really-
can interpret on that more.
Sonny
I
Joe,
don't know the performance
to-
advantage in doing that.
Sonny Joe, to answer your question, are you asking who's your mom to me, or if
Yeah, I
so,
believe she was asking you.
if so, my mom would have been Dee Dee Ash. My uncles were Chuck and Buddy Ash. Grandma and Grandpa were Brenda and
So
Chuck, or Brenda and Bud Ash.
Sonny Joe's mom used to be the pit boss down there before your mom was.
Oh, okay.
Her mom's Lloyd Walker.
Oh, okay.
Cecil's her dad.
Okay. So, and see, what's funny though is you remember the old chalk line guy, Bob Camp.
I don't.
You don't? Okay, so that was when you guys were still pitting in the mid. That was Tinker's first husband.
Okay.
So like I said, dude. Racing has been all throughout my life, and it'll never change.
I was hoping he was gonna do something else. But he insisted on it. I was trying to teach him how cool working on him was.
Yeah.
Fucking driving him.
Right.
Cody Terry, yeah, we're still at 20 plus viewers. We got 21 right now. TJac's mic is messing up. Well, dude, Cody, you gotta realize who's on the other end of the mic. That's why it's messing up.
Oh, thanks for letting me know. I didn't know that.
So Eric said that Skagit's making the option rule. You got to add the weight, and Joe added in yes, Placerville and Chico. You just have to add some weight. So.
I mean, there is benefits to being able to put weight where you want to some capacity.
Right.
And that's a lot of weight, so maybe there
60
is
pounds is a lot in a sprint car.
Right. That's a
driver diet right there.
That's above my pay grade as far as I got to think. It's not an angle I had really ever thought about. See, I've never been a big weight guy. I've always felt like every race I won, if I was 5 or 10 pounds heavier, I still feel like I would have won the race.
Right.
I mean, I could be dead fucking wrong. I don't know, but that's just my opinion. But I'm sure there's definitely advantages to put what you want to, and when you get to that weight that you're moving, would you have both 75 pounds at one point in time?
TJac, dude, you're spazzing out over there. You good? Your Wi-Fi okay?
Oh, it's not working?
You were like spazzing for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was just me.
It was just yeah.
So Eric said you got to add 60 pounds to the front, in front of the motor plate, due to the fact that the aluminum will come up faster than a cast block. So
Say that one more time?
front. He said that you got to add 60 pounds in front of the motor because due to aluminum being obviously a lot lighter, it's going to come up faster than a cast block.
Right.
You're gonna
So
be
you got to
racing
put that weight in the front. Yep.
You're gonna be Alan Munning it, dude, down the front straightaway.
So there was a year where we actually had to bolt weight to the front of the 410 car to keep it from wheeling.
Well, do you remember when the Skagit used to do the wheelie competitions?
Oh yeah, that was before I was driving.
They come out of 4 and hammer.
Yep, they'd come out of 4 and hammer it down the front stretch. And Alan
Munn, awesome.
Alan Munn, like, dude, we say his name. He was the king of it. He'd show up in his ambulance with an open trailer, and it didn't matter if it was during the race or during a wheelie competition. He'd be coming out of a corner, and he would be tail tank dragging on the ground.
Right.
Yeah, it was his thing. He liked doing that.
But going to the weight thing, Justin, I seen you laugh when your dad was talking about it. Do you work out? I mean, are you in the gym, or are you? I'm eating pizza, playing Fortnite. I don't give a fuck.
I don't go like regularly.
Man.
I have my first period weight training class, but it's nothing special. Like I wouldn't say I'm like insanely fit either.
Tell
getting those big voices.
Tell your double chin. No, I'm just kidding. I know I can flip you shit because I know who your dad is, and I know if you can take shit from him, you can take shit from anybody. So, no, like I said,
I used to give a lot more. I used to give a lot more shit than I do now.
I don't know, dude. Anytime we're in a race, I think you flip more shit at all of us than you do anybody.
Yeah, I try to do that.
You're always talking shit.
Yeah,
you gotta have any advantage you can.
Well, I love it, dude. TJac's fast qualifying, fast in the heat race. He'll be talking shit, whatever. You'll be talking shit with him, and then he'll junk it like 25 laps into the feature.
He just ran out of that steam.
He just ran out of talent, dude.
He's obviously got me confused.
Yeah, okay. Dude, these guys are blowing up the chat. I love this, dude. Oh, by the way, I checked earlier, like an hour ago. We're at 255. The most was 500, so you're halfway there. I'm gonna end up owing you $10. Which speaking of $10, dude, I had to pay David Wilson the other night.
Yeah?
Yeah,
that was a stupid bet.
We made a bet. So we started front row of the Conti, me and David did.
I would say it was B main, yeah.
In the B main, and I'm like, I'm gonna beat this fucker. And David's like, you want to put $10 on it? And I'm like, let's do it. Yeah, I lost.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Remind me to talk to you after this. We're done with this about the race you got coming up. When is that anyway? What's the dates on that?
I canceled that. I canceled my race. We got family coming from Arizona the week before, and I have a broadcast that I was supposed to do that week, so I moved it back.
Just change the date, right?
Well, that's what we're working on now. We're working on
Yep.
lining the sponsors back up and changing the date of it.
Lining the
The
sponsors. You guys lost the sponsors over the deal?
lost a couple. The only other there's a lot more into it. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But also with race season coming up, we're trying to see if we're just gonna push it back till race season's over.
Why?
Just because
Confused. Like, that was a good deal. Like, that's a lot of coin, man. There's a lot of people interested in that.
yeah, but it's
Right.
hard with a lot of guys are racing in March on the weekend already.
No, we don't do it on the weekend. Let's do it on the week.
I mean, I guess we could.
Oh, traveling, and there's a lot of
Yeah,
guys too that
there's-
actually have like they're racing in California, racing cars. They're racing karts still. So we have a lot
Yeah.
of real life drivers too looking to race it. So
And that's kind of
Wednesdays are good. Wednesdays are good.
Well,
Like,
and
currently
see-
as a driver, during racing season, Wednesday's pretty wide open.
See, and
Yeah.
that was the problem is we got a week of racing, and yes, Cody, that's the pot of gold race we were supposed to do. Monday through Saturday, 1,000 to win race, prelim nights, all
That's
that.
right. That's right. That's right.
And-
I forgot it was a
Yeah.
week race. I'm
Yeah.
thinking one day.
And so
Gotcha.
It was-
that's kind of why we pushed it back because at the time I canceled, we actually had 70 guys registered already. And so I sent all that money back. I said, guys, this is the deal. I kind of can't miss the family coming, mainly because it's the in-laws, and I don't want to deal with that. Because I told her I ain't going, and that didn't go over so well. The couch wasn't very nice to me that night, and which I can't even say the couch because I'm pretty sure I stayed on Discord all night that night with you.
yeah, you did.
I'm pretty sure I hung out with TJac that night too. I just didn't tell him I canceled the race.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
But yeah, Sonny Joe, it was 1,000 to win on iRacing. It was a $2,500
It's
purse.
10,000 to win. It's 10,000 to win the outlaw points on this deal, and it's
Yeah.
100 grand to win on this deal on NASCAR. For real, I couldn't believe
Yeah.
that.
See, and
Crazy NASCAR.
what sucks for this though is, I had this $1,000 race coming up. I was set on it, and then CFM, Chris Ferguson and
VLS or VLR.
yeah, they decided to come out with 1,000 to win sprint car race, and I'm like, you guys really just after I messaged Chris Ferguson on sponsoring mine, because they already
Yeah.
do a late model one, and then they come out with their own, and I'm like, it really sucks that they kind of stepped over my toes on that. Like
Hey, let's just talk afterwards about this, and I'll get with you on that.
all right,
fix
all right.
that.
Let's bring this back to Jessen because he's just over there playing with his hair like a little girl staring at a boy in school. What is your ultimate goal this year coming into that 2023 season? I know we talked about schedule. What is your goal in the long run? What are you looking to accomplish?
This year we probably won't be running for points anywhere or anything like that. We'll be trying to travel more, so I'm hoping this year I'll just learn a lot more, try and grow as much as I can as a driver.
Okay. Any races particularly that really stick out that for sure you want to focus a lot on?
I want to run the Speed Week again if they're putting that on. That was really fun, and I feel like that was a big learning experience. Running at tracks other than Skagit down in Oregon with like Jake and Tanner, like I said earlier, both really good drivers and they're fun to race with.
What
Okay.
was Jake's name that you were throwing out?
Wheeler?
Jake Wheeler.
Okay.
TJac,
What's that?
what about you being crew chief? What are you going into this thing for goal? I mean,
I'm not his crew chief.
well, crew chief
I'm
or not,
just going to hang out with him. I'm just going to hang out with him.
crew chief or not, you're
Um,
still dad. I mean, you got the same support as any other father would. What's kind of your goal as a dad to get him to this season?
If you don't love it, don't do it. Stay safe. Don't be
Yeah.
silly. It's not worth it. Pay attention to the safety stuff. I mean, when you're young and dumb, you don't. But I was invincible too, and I regret a lot of shit I did because I'm way hurt a lot more than I really thought I'd be.
You're feeling it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
How's your back?
Not necessarily from the wrecks and the racing. I mean, that did add
Right.
to it, but just the everyday stuff. Jumping out of the machines down to the hole and lifting
Yeah.
with your fucking back, stupid shit like that.
well, and you talk
Yep.
safety and stuff too. Jessen, obviously, Hans,
Uh-huh.
that's required. Arm restraints. Do you wear your arm restraints, or is that
Here's a
something
key
you're?
example. Torgensen.
Yeah,
It's not optional. It's not optional.
My mom and my dad are both really big. They don't let me do anything other than what's right, safety wise.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yep. I like that. You know, I've been told don't cheat on safety.
Yeah.
No.
It's
Well,
there
yeah,
for a reason.
Yeah. But
Um,
I agree with that with anybody that's getting into it. You know, hey, if you're fucked up because you wrecked and you didn't have the right safety equipment, you're burned up, whatever, you can't race. What
Yep.
good are you doing? You
Well, and
know?
it's your own fault. You did it to yourself. You
And
have
if you think it ain't gonna happen to you, then you're just an idiot.
Yep.
Which I mean,
Yeah.
we're all idiots out here, but I mean, come on.
I mean, now if you're full safety gear and something
It can still
happens,
happen.
well, yeah,
Yep.
but you have nothing to look back of. Oh, I could have did this differently, if you did it the
Well,
right way.
maybe he could say that. I can't say that. No, his dad, obviously, definitely could have done it differently.
So,
Don't let your kids race.
as
You know, think about it, Parker. We're done. We're no more racing for you either. Good point, guys.
yeah, where is Parker?
He's right here. He just got back here.
Tell him to get his ass on the camera. Let's say hi to Parker.
Parker, come here.
Sonny's got a question for you, Jessen. You know, your senior year, what's your goals after you graduate with racing in your career?
I'm in my junior year right now, my senior
Junior year?
But I'm just trying to get school done. Like, I'm not really I don't want to go to college or anything like that. Probably just get done with school, go work and race.
Yeah.
So now we got Parker on here too. Justin, your
What's up,
little
Parker?
brother. How's it going, Parker?
Good.
What's your race season look like this year?
I don't really know.
You don't really know?
You just listen to Dad and say, we're going racing? All right.
You guys still running quarter midgets at Skagit?
Yeah.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Casey says, Parker, Jordy misses you in Maui.
Just Jordy's watching. All right.
Bye.
Parker, here's the real question. Are you faster than your brother?
Probably not.
No? No?
Well, in the race car, definitely.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
There we go. Good little family rivalry.
Yeah. So here's the other question. Who beats who up?
I don't know. It would just be both of us having black eyes.
I like it.
So you pretty excited for race season?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys, I mean, I don't know if your dad can hear me or not, but you guys kind of planning maybe mini sprint here in the next couple years, or what's kind of your guys' plan there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that sounds possible.
That sounds possible.
Oh, as soon.
As soon as possible.
As
Heck
soon
yeah.
as possible. Heck yeah, dude.
You excited for that?
Yeah, give a shout out to Cody Terry. Maybe he can help you with some sponsorship stuff. We can make that happen.
Parker, that's when you say, Cody, show me the money.
We'll have to have Dad teach you.
Hi, Parker.
He's actually
Oh, hey there.
Jordy.
We got the whole crew on tonight, man. I'm loving this. Ryder Jacobs. Ryder commented, Parker has done great so far in the quarter midgets.
Ryder's his flag man up there.
Oh, yeah, right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, story about that last year, Ryder was flagging, and he went to go up to the tower to go grab some walkie-talkies for him, and he went to go back down the stairs, and first there he ate it, slid down the whole stairs back. Yard that day. Anytime he tried to move, he was hurting.
Oh, that's not fun.
No.
Did they change the quarter midget track at all now that Peter's taken over? Or?
Peter hasn't gotten too involved with it yet, but that might change. Where's Ryder at? Justin, get Ryder in here for this.
It's out in the middle, right?
He's on the couch eating Doritos,
No,
man. That's what he's
outside.
doing.
They do it outside. Okay.
It's own thing,
Yep.
yeah.
It's literally like if you're sitting in turn 3 and 4 and you walk up to the top of the stands, you can see
Yeah,
it.
and you
It's
look
right
over.
there.
Okay.
I remember racing there a couple times as a kid. What's up, Ryder?
Hey,
Hey, what's up, buddy?
nothing much.
We see you commenting. You might as well just come over here and start talking. You talk,
I was enjoying listening.
dude. You're talking more than Justin is. Just kick Justin off the phone.
He had a question about, what were you asking about? Oh, about if things are different with Peter up there.
Yep.
really don't know. I heard there might be things changing here soon, but as of right now, it's kind of its own separate thing, its own separate club.
Okay. Well, because
So
I know
Peter doesn't have much to do with that.
Not really.
I know he redid the whole grandstands, everything, which absolutely was amazing. It looks amazing from the pictures I've seen. Is a burger still $10?
14.
14.
Holy.
Yep,
Okay,
I'm gonna be
check.
I'm gonna be sneaking my own cow into the races. TJac, I'm building a fireplace at your guys' pit spot.
Yeah.
Bring the
We already got a
barbecue.
barbecue there. We already got one down there.
Yep.
Perfect.
There
Let's
you
go.
We gotta do this again. What do you think?
Heck yeah.
No, I
Can we do
agree
this
for
again?
sure.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree.
We definitely are gonna need to bring you in. But I think we're gonna cut this out. Let's go do some racing. But Jessen, I'm gonna ask you, man, right off the bat, who do you got to thank? I mean, what do you got for sponsors out there you want to give a shout out to?
Last year especially, Grinder helped us out a lot. Grinder's automotive and marine. He's like a mechanic. He works on all that stuff. He helped us out a lot last year. Shark Racing Engines, Latham Realty, SNS Roofing, CMB Painting, Company 22. Just everybody, especially helped us out a lot. Just made everything happen.
What about you, TJac, sitting where you're at? Who do you got to
I want
thank
to
out
thank.
there?
I want to thank his mom and dad because they put in a lot. Or his mom and stepdad. They put in a lot of money to make this deal happen. They really do. They've given him a nice piece of equipment for a long time, and he's a pretty lucky kid. So I want to say thanks to Lyle and Brandy for providing that for him and giving him this kind of opportunity. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's gonna close it out for us here. Ashton, you got anything else to add?
I don't, other than thanks for having me on, guys. It was awesome. Can't wait to
You
do it
bet.
again.
I want to give a shout out to everybody that listened tonight and say it was cool talking to everybody with all the conversations on the chat and whatnot. That was cool. Let's do this again.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're gonna close it out. We will catch you guys next week at 7 o'clock Central Time. I'm not gonna try and tell you what time that is everywhere else because we told the wrong times to everybody. So.
But they can come check us out at iRacing.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys later. Take care.
Have fun, Jessen.
All right.